anchors the defense. For the Lions, look for seniors Patrick Tanner, Timmy Smith, and Tyler Archer to touch the ball on the offensive side and play key minutes on the defensive side of the ball as well. Now, let's talk a little bit about our Tennessee game of the week between Brighton and Munford. This is a game we should have been at last year, and after the game they had last year, we said we cannot miss it next year, so we're not. We're going to be there to cover it live. It is shaped up into be another pretty big deal again. Both teams are 5-3 and 3-2 in the 5A8 conference. Brighton is scoring more but giving up more points per game. They are also on a 2-game losing streak. Munford has the second stingiest defense in the league but are also only averaging 18 points in league games. They are on a 2-game winning streak. I think we know how Munford prefers for this game to go down tonight. 14-12. 2016, something like that would be just fine with the Cougars. And it would actually probably mean they probably squeaked out another hard-fought win. Now, Brighton is the highest scoring team in league play, so they obviously want to get up and go. The Cardinals have several athletes that make that high-scoring offense get up and go. Guys like Malik Jackson, Malik Matthews, Dalton Rushing, Aaron Alston, and Marquise Traylor. The Cougars are led by Chaz Hayes. You've seen a lot of him on Tubetown so far this year. He's already accumulated over 1,000 yards on the ground this year and 16 touchdowns as of now. Although Chaz may want to hand some of those game balls off to his big guys blocking up front like Tyler Cody and the two Joshes, Josh Milliken and Josh Inger. Nathan Davenport will run the Cougar offense, and the Cardinals will also need to know where Munford DB Garrett Ball is, or he could make life difficult for the Cardinals here tonight. Now, if Munford can beat Brighton tonight, then pull off a big win at Central next week, they could end up winning the conference title. If Brighton wins tonight, then beats Bolton next week, and Southwind beats Central tonight, then Brighton could actually win the conference title. You got all that? Well, don't worry. We'll just take it 1 week, 1 game at a time, and see what happens, and we'll start right now in Munford. One more quick reminder, check out nfhsnetwork.com and subscribe now. It is the only way to watch Osceola at Manila tonight live. And with your NFHS subscription, you can watch actually both of our games tonight live simultaneously. Also check out tubetownonline.com to order DVDs and digital downloads of any games that we broadcast, and of course to keep those votes coming for our last Viewer's Choice Game of the Week. Thanks to Jason Barber of National Scouting Report for being here. Thank you at home for, of course, watching Prep Football tonight. We now direct you to the NFHS Network for your 7 o'clock kickoff between Osceola and Manila, where Cade Carlton and Alex Smith are standing by. And we now go live on Tubetown Channel 11 and the NFHS Network in Munford, where Chad Gatlin and Andy Maness are standing by. Enjoy the games tonight, have a great weekend, and we will see you right back here next week for more Prep Football Tonight.
Good evening and welcome to Munford High School here in Tennessee, where tonight the Munford Cougars on senior night hosting the Brighton Cardinals in 5A8 action, and we're here to bring it to you on Tubetown. Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin underneath the headset with you tonight to bring you all the play-by-play action. And Chad, we've had some beautiful weather throughout the day, and it's going to make for a great football game between two teams who not only have identical records on the season, but have identical records in conference play. And tonight's game going to go a big way as far as placing for a playoff spot.
That's correct. As a matter of fact, the outcome of tonight's game could keep one or the other teams out of the playoffs. Munford has to go meet Memphis Central, who hasn't lost a region game yet, in their next game. This game is so important to Munford because they have to be able to get a win here if they take a loss at Central to stay in the playoff race.
Well, and not only do they have to play Central, but they have to play Central coming off of a bye week. So Central gets to stay at home tonight and get a little bit of rest leading into that big game next week with the Cougars. Brighton, on the other hand, they do have a little bit, I'm not going to say it's an easy task, but they have an easier chance against Bolton, who is 4-4 on the season. They're facing Southwind tonight, so definitely want to keep an eye on that one because Bolton is right there in the mix along with Munford and Brighton at 3-2 in the conference.
True as well. The next two games for Brighton and Munford are incredibly important. This one not to take away from the last game of the season, but this one very important to their playoff hopes and where they seed in the playoffs if they do make it.
That's right, and when you look at both of these teams, Chad, Munford and Brighton, they're sort of night and day whenever you look at their offensive system. We know Munford, they love to keep the ball on the ground, and they like to keep possession of the ball as long as they can. You look at some of the scores that they've put up this season. They've shut out two teams. They shut out Millington back in week 2. They shut out King Prep big time, a 56-0 game there, and that was 3 or 4 weeks back. But again, that goes to show you they love to keep the ball on the ground. Again, they love to control that time of possession. Brighton, they like to air it out. You look at some of their scores. I mean, they're putting up almost 30 points a game every time out.
Absolutely. Well, Brighton is coming at it from a 2-quarterback perspective. They're using Malik Jackson, their dual-threat quarterback. They've got a lot of design quarterback runs. You'll see him run, and you'll see him run option sets and things like that. Dalton Rushton is their drop-back passer. He will hand the ball off to Andrew Brooks a lot, and sometimes they'll run Malik Matthews on an end around. They've been moving Malik Matthews out. He was their number 1 running back. They moved him out to wide receiver now for the most part. He lines up either in the slot or at wide out, but they will run the end around with him when rushing is the quarterback. So that's one thing that the Munford defense is going to have to watch for.
Well, and again, this Munford defense is extremely strong. I mean, and you look at the 3 games that Brighton has lost on the year, they were facing teams that had great defenses like the Munford Cougars do. You look at Dyer County, you look at the last 2 games against Memphis Central, against Wooddale. Both of those were very low-scoring outings for the Brighton Cardinals.
That's right, and the loss to Memphis Central only by a touchdown. They kept that game very close. Brighton is not bad defensively either. They're able to stay in games when they're being shut down on offense. Their defense is able to keep the other team's score low enough to stay in a game, and that's what should make this game interesting. I look for it to be another low-scoring game like the game last week that Brighton had with Wooddale. 12-10, Brighton tried a 47-yard field goal at the end of the game and just barely missed it to the left with their star kicker Nolan Combs, and that caused them to lose that region game.
Well, and you talk about the Brighton defense, they're actually only giving up 19 points per average this season, so a pretty good average considering they score, again, almost 30 per game on the year. Both teams making their way out onto the field. Munford is lined up to kick off tonight's opening kick, get tonight's game underway. They're wearing their home gray jerseys. Brighton out in their away white jerseys with black helmets. They're going to receive tonight's opening kick, and it looks like back deep to return the opening kick for the Brighton Cardinals is Malik Matthews, the senior. And again, it's senior night here for the Munford Cougars. So congratulations to all of those young men.
We saw them honor a lot of seniors before the game started tonight for different achievements throughout the academic year and athletic year.
And, of course, one of those seniors we saw on defense a couple of times here throughout the season on Tubetown is Garrett Ball. So hopefully going to be calling his name a few times tonight. Opening kick tonight bounces at the 20-yard line, taken up to the 25-yard line before a host of Cougars meets the Cardinals. And here comes Brighton out on offense to start tonight's ball game. And it's
fielded that one on a bounce, and I've noticed that Matthews has a habit of that, and sometimes it gets him into trouble. Watch for that on punts. It's not as bad on kickoffs because they don't have a lot of people downfield yet, but on punts, you'll see him take a lot of chances, and sometimes it doesn't work out for Brighton.
Again, Chad mentioned that Brighton runs a little bit of a dual quarterback system. They're going to start out tonight, the first play of the game, with Malik Jackson in the shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers set for the Cardinals here, 1 back in the backfield, and it'll be a handoff running to the right side, and he ran right into a wall, did the Brighton Cardinals, and Andrew Brooks will start tonight's game with a loss for Brighton.
Push back, and this is eerily reminiscent of how they started the game against Wooddale last week, where they were trying to run up the middle and push back. It's only 1 play, but they kept trying to go to that, and they kept getting denied last week. Let's see if they try something different this time.
Munford bringing 3 down linemen. They'll bring pressure from the edges. A man goes in motion for the Cardinals, and they'll hand it to him on the end around. Little stutter step at the line of scrimmage, but that one went for about the same amount of yardage as that first play, maybe a yard and a half more. But that will bring up a 3rd and long situation here for Brighton to open up tonight's ball game.
And now you'll see them. They're going to stick with Malik Jackson, it looks like, through this play in an obvious passing situation.
Jackson back in the shotgun formation, standing to his right. Looks like Nick Chamberlain. Nope, that's Malik Matthews. Back to pass. He's going to step up and run with it.
That was a design run, Andy, and he was able to get nice yards, but not enough for the first down.
That's right, a nice tackle around the ankles by the Munford Cougar defender. And as Chad said, that does bring up 4th down, and being that they're just shy of the 35-yard line, they are going to bring out their kicking team, or special teams unit, rather.
This is Nolan Combs. He's their kicker. He is a star in the making, and he can punt. His forte, though, is place kicking. He's very accurate and very long, but he's got a good leg for punting as well.
So Combs awaits the snap, gets it. Kick is good, and the Cougars are going to let that one bounce, and it will stop dead at about the 46-yard line.
Short kick there for Combs after I just got done bragging on him.
So now the Cougar offense comes out onto the field for the first time tonight, led by quarterback Nathan Davenport. Of course, we know that they've got Chaz Hayes in the backfield as well, and we've seen him a few times here on Tubetown this season, and he certainly is one of the workhorses for the Cougars, Chad.
Yeah, we've seen Davenport mature as the year's gone on as well, and we've seen him really come into his own as a young quarterback.
The 46-yard line, handoff up the middle
for
Hayes, and Hayes has got first down yardage and more. He gets down to about the 42-yard line of the Cardinals, and just like that on the first play for the Cougar offense, they pick up a first down.
And that's the difference when you have a running back like Chaz Hayes, and you can get 12 yards on a first down, first play of the game, running it straight up the middle.
Hayes standing to the left of a Davenport. There is an up back, 2 wide receivers. Hayes will get the handoff again. A little cut back working to the left side of the field. This time he's swallowed up at the gap, and he'll pick up about a couple of yards, making it 2nd down and 8.
But if you still see, even when he gets stopped at the line there, the line has already gotten a 2-yard push. So it's a positive gain, even when he gets stuffed at the line.
That offensive line unit definitely doing work, and we saw him do work in the 2 games previously here on Tubetown. Now lining up for a 2nd and 8 play. 5 down linemen for the Brighton Cardinals. 2 wide receivers set for Davenport. He takes the snap. He's going to run this one himself up the gut. And again, as Chad mentioned on that last play, the offensive line getting another good push here on 2nd down, picking up another couple of yards. That'll make it 3rd and 6.
And that's what it was both plays in a row now. The offensive line is who gained the yardage each time. The play went nowhere, but because of the push the offensive line got, they're able to get positive yards out of it 2 times in a row, and now in a 3rd and manageable.
We'll see if they want to keep it on the ground here on 3rd down, and if they do, how many men in the box will the Brighton Cardinals bring here? No, they're going to spread it out. Davenport ready for the snap. Takes it, hands it off to Hayes. Hayes has an edge around the right side. He's at the 30, stumbles over himself, but makes his way down to about the 26-yard line. More than enough, again, for Chaz Hayes and the Cougars to get a first down.
Chaz Hayes is just a little delayed handoff out of the shotgun, and he's able to bounce it to the outside. Like you said, had he not tripped over his own feet here, that could have gone for a lot further.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hayes got a little ahead of himself. We love how low he is to the ground. He's extremely hard to stop. 1st and 10 from the 26. Hayes up the middle. He's got daylight. He's at the 10-5 touchdown. Chaz Hayes into the end zone, and actually that's about a 26-yard touchdown run from scrimmage for the Cougars to put them up 6-0.
Look at the hole he had to run through there. They opened it up for him. I think that should have been a flag for a late hit, but they'll let it go.
Hayes into the end zone on a 26-yard run, and Munford having no problem driving the field. Their first timeout on offense tonight, and we're going to get a timeout from Munford on the extra point attempt.
That's odd.
very odd to see that, especially early in a game and in such an important game. You hope that the Cougars are not going to need that timeout at the end of the half.
Yeah, nice.
And it looks like they're going to discuss going for it. I see Davenport.
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South.
6, 7, 8 yards
On the extra point, but it appears as though Davenport is receiving a play from the coach. This will be interesting if they decide to go for 2 here and do not get it. Well, it'll be interesting either way, I suppose, because if they do get it, that puts Brighton in a position. Brighton has an automatic kicker on extra points, but if they're down 8-0 and then they score, they have a decision to
And
make.
you know that might be a big factor in this decision for Coach Nick Markle, knowing that Brighton's got an automatic extra point kicker, so why not force them to have to go for 2 here? So could come back and bite them, but again, they come out in extra point unit formation here. So there's a snap, the hold, the kick is up, and that one is going to sail wide right. So a burn timeout for the Munford Cougars. The extra point no good. 7:52 to play here in the first quarter. Your score 6-0. Munford leading Brighton here on Tubetown.
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South for over 50 years. In those 50-plus years, the one constant that has never changed is that the customer is always right. Homer Skelton Ford in Millington believes in taking care of the customer during and after the sale. Every day, we go above and beyond to make sure our customers are completely satisfied.
I only buy my truck for my papa, and you can too.
Stop by and see Homer Skelton Ford in Millington today.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you at Munford, where the Cougars have a 6-0 lead over the Brighton Cardinals. They drove the field on their first drive of the night and capped it off with a 26-yard touchdown rush from Chaz Hayes. And boy, once he broke it off through the middle, he had nothing but daylight, and he was able to outrun the secondary and get it in the end zone.
An all Chaz Hayes drive. I think he's over 50 yards already for the game.
Got to be. Kickoff taken in at about the 15, across the 20, now to the 25, and a little bit of a lowered shoulder as they tried to push the pile forward to the 27-yard line, and it was Malik Jackson, Aaron Alston on the return there. And we'll see if they want to bring Malik Jackson back out and put him in at quarterback, and that appears to be what they're going to do, Chad. So.
And they will probably, it's their tendency to stick with one quarterback per quarter, although they will occasionally swap them out during a drive.
First play running to the left, and they'll pick up about a yard on the carry, making it 2nd and long. Jackson on the keeper.
Jackson, they like to run that quarterback keeper. They also like to run a little bit of that read option with Jackson, although we haven't seen it yet tonight, where he actually has to make a read on the defense and make a decision.
2nd and 8 coming up, looking to throw now. Throwing to the far side, well over the head of the intended receiver. The defender gives him a little shove in the back there to let him know he's in the area, and that'll bring up 3rd and 9.
He tried to go to their go-to guy, Aaron Alston, there, but he just overthrew it, and that's also been a pattern for Brighton from both quarterbacks, tend to overthrow when they miss throws.
Well, Alston is a very large target out there. He's probably got about 4 inches on his man. Here on 3rd down, rolling out, spin move for Jackson. He's across the 30. Gets hit hard at about the 35-yard line. He will not pick up the first down, but you got to credit Jackson for making something out of nothing there. Flushed out of the pocket to the left, and he dodged at least 2 defenders there.
Great effort, but it's not going to be enough for the first down, and that's another 3 and out for this Brighton offense. This Munford defense is proving to be formidable. Look at that, how he spun around those 2 tackles.
And I think that was Garrett Ball getting in there, and it was at the end of that with an excellent form tackle, and he stops him a yard shy of 4th down, and they are going to go for it here. Got their offensive unit still out on the field.
Dalton rushing in. No, he's over lined up.
Working to his right, and now a wide open hole, and it's going to be nothing but daylight for Malik Matthews. He'll take this one to the house, barring any penalties, and I see no laundry out on the field.
What a call by Coach Robin Jacobs. 3rd and 4. to go for it, and they just bust open a running play.
He had a gap and he hit it, and once he did, he was absolutely gone. Ran to the house, and that will tie it up at 6. The extra point is about to be attempted by Nolan Combs. Chad mentioned he's got quite a leg. We'll see if he can put it through the uprights here to give the Cardinals a 1-point advantage here with 6:11 to go in the first quarter. Snap is good, the hold is down, and the kick is no good.
No good. I couldn't tell which side that went to, though. It was a high kick, so it was hard to tell how far it was off.
That's right. Not much wind in the area tonight, but both kickers missing their initial extra points. We got a tie ball game, 6-6. Brighton and Munford with 6:11 to play here in the first quarter.
I'm David Lucius, and this is my town. I grew up right here in Memphis, Tennessee. I can't believe how God has blessed our company. Our core values at Lucius Complete Home are honesty, integrity, and service. What makes a company great are the people that work at that company. We have great people. Call us and let us earn your trust.
The ground, one for either team, one from Chad Hayes for the Munford Cougars, and then Malik Matthews with a 65-yard touchdown rush on 4th and 1.
Matthews had a hole blown open, a gutsy 4th down draw play there from Brighton.
Kickoff taken inside the 10-yard line, now out to the 20. They'll cross the 25-yard line, and a big collision over there on the far side of the field. And here comes the Cougar offense back out for the second time tonight.
Big hit there from the Brighton special teams unit to hold them up at the 20-yard line.
So they'll spot the ball at the 25 of the Cougars. And here they come with 6:05 to play in the first. Again, the Cougars average about 22 points per game. That's 6 here in the first quarter. Handoff to Hayes, trying to run between the right tackle and guard, and he ran right into big number 60.
And that's the first time that we've seen Brighton able to hold the offensive line of Munford and not let them get a push.
Yeah, they actually went for a loss of yards there, about 2nd and 11 now coming up for the Cougars. They'll break the huddle. Brighton looking like they're going to bring 5 down linemen and drop back 3 linebackers. Davenport takes the snap, handoff to Hayes. Hayes has blockers ahead of him at the 30, cuts back to the middle of the field as he crosses the 35-yard line. He's down to about the 38. He'll move the chains again for another Homer Skelton first down.
Hayes put a step on Marquise Traylor there. Traylor had the tackle, and Hayes just sort of put a stutter step on him and was able to run right past him.
Well, Hayes, for such a short running back, has got excellent field vision. He finds the gaps so easily, and he's certainly got the speed to accelerate through them. 1st and 10 coming up for the Cougars. And it's going to be Davenport keeping it himself, and a tackle at the shoestrings will trip him up as he crosses the 40-yard line. He's down to the 42, making it 2nd and 6.
I feel like that one may have done a little better had he had a little delay on it. It looked like that it's a drawn-up quarterback delayed run, but he took off as soon as he got the ball, and it didn't allow his blockers to get set up.
Well, as you said, Davenport, he's only a junior, but we've already seen him in 3 games this year. He's certainly developed from the beginning of the year to where he is now. 3 wide receiver set here on 2nd down for Munford, and again 5 down linemen from the Cardinals. Little screen pass out to the far side, a juke move at the 40, and trying to fight his way down to the 45-yard line are the Cardinals, or excuse me, the Cougars rather.
He should have been tackled for a loss for about 2 or 3 yards, but he sidestepped.
He was able to kind of move a little bit and get some yardage, but Brighton all over that one. They were just waiting on him to make a move so they could close in for the tackle.
3rd and 6 coming up for Munford. Now inside of 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, again, a tie ball game, 6-6 between these two conference opponents. Important 3rd down coming up here. Handoff goes up the middle, and how about the penetration by the Brighton defense, getting all up in the backfield, and they kept Noah Robertson from going anywhere at all on that carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
That's Beard, Jaqueen Beard from Brighton, able to bust up through there from the line and stop that play for a loss. That's not something you see happen to Chaz Hayes a lot. And they're not going to take the chance Brighton did.
There's the snap. And a great punt from the Cougars. That one is going to take a bounce at the 15, all the way down to the 10, but it'll take a little bit of a cardinal roll back to the 12. But how about that punt? That was about a 60-yard boot through the air.
Wow. Caleb Hall, 60-yard punt. You don't see that a lot in high school.
That was absolutely unbelievable. And that was every bit of 45 to 50 in the air.
You get to see Brighton's offense now. Gutsy the last time with that, running a draw play on a 4th down, 4th and a few on their side of the field, and they decided to run a draw play and was able to get a touchdown out of it.
And I think somebody moved there, but no flag from the referee. It looked like Brighton jumped a little bit early. They still don't get a push at the line of scrimmage. It looks like the play goes for no gain as they try to run it to the right side with Malik Matthews.
And it's interesting we're seeing Matthews out of the backfield. I mentioned in the pregame that Matthews, for the last few weeks, has been moved out to the slot receiver and wideout position more often than he's been getting carries. They're utilizing him as a running back tonight.
Andre Golden lined up wide here on the near side. Handoff to the right. No, it's a quarterback keeper on the option play, and it's Malik Jackson again still in the game at quarterback. If you yet to see Dalton rushing in the backfield.
There's that read option I was talking about earlier. Matthews reading the defense perfectly there, keeping the ball, seeing the small hole up the middle, and able to get the short gain.
Still not enough to get the first down. It will be 3rd and short coming up for the Cardinals. And we'll see if the Munford defense can hold here like they did on Brighton's first drive. Matthews in the backfield standing to the left of Jackson. Chamberlain is the up back. Handoff goes to Matthews. Matthews avoids one defender in the backfield. He's able to pick up maybe a couple of yards, but it looks like he's got enough to move the first down markers.
Yeah, it looks if where the line judge is standing is where they're going to spot the ball, that's where it's going to be.
He's in the backfield, but he's playing the same position.
But it looks like the umpire has moved the ball back. They're still going to give him the first down, but it's not spotted. The line judge was spotting the ball at the 25. Now they're going to move it back to the 23.5, 24.
So a bit of an unfavorable spot there for the Cardinals, but again, it does move the chains. Jackson's still in at quarterback. Matthews in the backfield with him. Jackson's looking to throw. Throws it out to Alston on the far side, and Alston catches it as he falls to his knees, so that will be a reception. Good for, looks to be a gain of about 4 yards, bringing up 2nd and 6.
And Alston is definitely their favorite target. He's a tall receiver, and he's got great hands. And he's good after the catch. Yards after catch is a big deal for wide receivers, and Alston is really good at getting those.
Matthews in the backfield, standing to the left. He'll take the handoff. Running right up the middle, shrugs off one defender and another, and he drags 3 down across the 35-yard line, and I believe he's got enough for another first down. Watch him drag him on the replay.
But look who gets in there.
Of course, Garrett Ball.
And slows him down initially is Garrett Ball. He doesn't get the tackle, but he's able to slow him down enough to let the safety come in and clean up.
From the 36-yard line, Cardinals getting ready for another first down play here. Alston lined up on the far side. Golden lined up on the near side with Matthews in the backfield. Jackson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, a little screen out to the far side. Alston with a stiff arm across the 40 to the 45. He's down the sideline. No flags on the field. We had some people maybe wanting a little bit of a false start on that, but they didn't get it. They picked up another first down, moving the chains, and now pretty close to Munford territory. They're in it.
It's exactly what Austin can do to you, is put that stiff arm out there and create just enough space to get by the first defender.
And up the sideline he goes.
There was a lot of distance between Austin and the defender on him, about 5 yards. 1st and 10. Jackson on the keeper. Cutting it back up through the middle of the field. He'll cross the 45-yard line, and now we're down to the final 5 seconds of the first quarter. That should be the last play, and I believe it is. So first quarter is over and in the books, and we have got ourselves a tight ball game here after the first 12 minutes. 6-6 is your score. Brighton and Munford all tied up, heading to the second quarter. We're back with more action here on Tubetown.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Chad Gatlin back here with you on senior night in Munford, where the Munford Cougars and the Brighton Cardinals all knotted up at 6 after the first quarter of play. It's currently Brighton football. They've got it just on the other side of midfield. They are into Munford territory. And they're on a little bit of a drive here, Chad. They stalled out their first drive. They had to punt it away, but since that 4th down touchdown they had from Malik Matthews earlier,
I mean, what a call. I can't say enough, and I know I've probably said it 3-4 times already. Gutsy call by Coach Robin Jacobs on 4th down to call a draw play on your own side of the field, and it worked like a charm.
Well, 2nd and 6 now for the Cardinals, going the other way. Jackson's still in at quarterback, 2 wide receivers set for him. He's going to hand it off to Matthews. Matthews with a stutter step. He accelerates through the hole. He's across the 40 down to the 35-yard line, and looks like the referees might have missed a face mask on that one as he went through the traffic there.
It looked to me as though his face mask was grabbed. Incidental, I think, but still should have been a flag.
He does pick up another first down for the Cardinals, and they are on a roll right now. Jackson's going to come back into the backfield at quarterback. Alston is lined up here on the near side now.
Watch Golden at the top of your screen here.
Jackson's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to run it himself. Ball is on the ground, and the Cardinals think they're on top of it.
They did.
And Munford's going to recover.
And guess
that
who?
one.
Garrett Ball. He's the one who falls on top of it, creates the fumble recovery for the Cougars. Let's see if we can see on the replay. There the ball comes out. It's on the ground for a minute, and then there's Ball coming in there off the screen, and he's able to just fall on top of it, and that's a timely turnover.
He's such a ball hawk. He is always around the play. Just a tremendous player for this Cougars team.
Now 1st and 10 for the Cougars. They're going to run it to the right with Chaz Hayes. Hayes tripped up in the backfield, and they'll lose yards on the first play from scrimmage here.
Well, Brighton's figured this thing out on the line of scrimmage. They're just putting an extra man on the line of scrimmage, and then they're keeping 8 men in the box. And they've determined you're not going to beat us with Chaz Hayes.
Since that opening drive for the Cougars, they have since stalled out. They went 3 and out on their last time out on the field back in the first quarter. We'll see what they can do here on 2nd and long.
Hayes is the guy.
Got to capitalize on this created turnover here. Pitch out to the left, looking for Hayes. Hayes trying to find some running room. His blocker's ahead of him, but that's an excellent defensive play from the Brighton Cardinals, Braxton Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks absolutely cut him off.
And able to chase him down, which is not easy to do with a running back like Chaz Hayes. He's a very fast guy, but he's not able to make a cut. And they're able to hold him up. But you just look at this Brighton defense. They've got the big guys in there now, and they've decided they're not going to allow running to be what beats them.
3rd and 8 coming up for Munford. 2 wide receivers set out to the far side for Davenport. Hayes is in the backfield. Davenport looking to throw. Throws it over the middle, right into the hands of a defender. It's picked off at the 25, and they will work down to the 20-yard line. Blake Armour with the soft hands on defense gets the ball right back for the Cardinals.
And just a great heads-up play. He saw the ball, jumps up and grabs it out of the air. And there was a receiver back there, but Armour just jumping up and making a play.
Yeah, Armour did not. He was just right in perfect position, and Davenport didn't see Armour. I think you're right. He was looking right at the receiver, and Armour just stepped in his way.
And Brighton had 9 men in the box on that play, but they dropped Armour back into coverage, and that he was just in the perfect place to make that play.
So now from the Munford 21-yard line, and this is going to be the best starting field position for either team tonight. Almost in the red zone. Handoff to the man on the end around. It's Malik Matthews. Matthews stood up in the backfield. An excellent hit from Nathan Davenport.
Cole Washington.
Oh, excuse me, Kylan Washington. It's a 3, not a 2 on the back of that jersey, but how about that?
Military, they're wearing those special military uniforms
The
again
tactical
tonight.
camo, yes.
And it's very hard to read the numbers.
We did. We had problems with that the last time we were here in Munford, so we're going to have to ask that they not wear the digital
That's right,
camo
yeah.
the next time we're here in the house.
It works too well.
2nd and 11 coming up for the Cardinals, looking to throw. Almost threw it right into the hands of a Munford defender. It went off of his shoulder pads and right into the hands of Aaron Alston. No, Andre Golden, beg your pardon.
Heads up by Andre Golden to keep his eye on the ball and make the catch here. But that was just a terrible decision by Malik Jackson.
Jackson did not even throw it anywhere in the area of Andre Golden, and that's just a bit of lady luck working out for the Cardinals here. 3rd and 2 coming up, a little quarterback option. Jackson's going to keep it himself. Ooh. He lowers his shoulder, and he pays the price for it as he gets down to about the 10-yard line. Actually, he'll get inside. Looks between the 9 and the 8.
That looked like it was Cole Edrington on the tackle there.
That should bring up 1st and goal, however, for Brighton with 8:50 to play here in the first half. They take no time getting ready to the line either. Handoff to the right for Matthews. Matthews cuts back to the left, and he'll dance into the end zone for a touchdown.
Untouched. They completely blocked the left side for him, and he ran right. I mean, he just walked in basically to the end zone. 2 touchdowns now.
Take another look on the replay. Once he found that seam, he was able, as you said, untouched to make his way to the goal line. Now a 6-point lead for the Brighton Cardinals. 8:34 to play here in the first half. We'll see if Combs can come on and hit this extra point from the other end. He missed one earlier back in the first quarter going the other way.
Unbelievable that both teams missed their first extra points.
That kick is up, and that one looked to be good, straight through the uprights. And now a 7-point lead for Brighton over the Munford Cougars here in conference play. 8:34 to play in the first half on Tubetown.
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South for over 50 years. In those 50-plus years, the one constant that has never changed is that the customer is always right. Homer Skelton Ford in Millington believes in taking care of the customer during and after the sale. Every day, we go above and beyond to make sure our customers are completely satisfied.
I only buy my truck for my papa, and you can too.
Stop by and see Homer Skelton Ford in Millington today.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you on Tubetown. 13-6 is your score. The Munford Cougars trailing the Brighton Cardinals on senior night. Just surrendered a 9-yard touchdown rush to Malik Matthews. Matthews basically untouched as he made his way into the end zone.
Every major play we've seen tonight has been a run up the middle from both offenses. Brighton has clamped down on Munford's run game, but Brighton's still been able to get yardage there.
There's the kick. They're going to take it at about the 10-yard line. Crossed the 20 and ran into a wall, never hit the ground, so feet keep moving, and then finally he's brought down, and that's Chaz Hayes on the return there.
How he kept his feet moving after taking a hit like that is amazing.
Well, I feel like we saw him do that a few weeks back. It seems like he ran into a pile and did that exact thing. He was able to keep his feet and I think he ran in for a touchdown.
I remember that now that you mention it. In the last game we covered with Chaz Hayes, he was able to sort of hit the wall and then push the wall.
So now from their own 20, the Cougars are going to try to answer that Brighton touchdown. 8:25 to play here in the first half. 2 wide receiver set. Davenport will hand it off. Hayes with a stutter step in the backfield, and he is tackled at the line of scrimmage. He'll actually get tackled for a loss there on first down.
I don't believe he did either.
This 5-man front of Brighton has decided that they're going to play.
Those are some big boys out there, Chad.
It's
looking at
almost
Cameron
as if
John.
They're running their goal line defense all the time.
Cameron John is on the far left side of the field playing end, and he's just a junior. Handoff on second down again goes to Hayes. He works to his right. He's able to carve through the middle of the field there for about 4 yards, but that'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Munford may want to start on their running plays, trying to work the ball to the outside, do some toss sweeps, maybe some screen passes to the outside to break Hayes out into some open space, maybe even try to hit him on some short routes.
Well, they're running right at big number 89, I just mentioned, Cameron John, and then also got to mention, I believe Hunter Williams is over there playing DN now. 3rd and 8 coming up here. Davenport in the shotgun looking to throw. Throws over the middle on a slant pattern, just past the outstretched fingertips of his intended receiver.
He just misread that a little bit. The receiver, I don't think, cut as soon as he wanted him to. And so he had to hold the ball for about a second longer than he wanted to and was not able to meet him with the ball. The receiver got open, but I think that was a combination of a bad throw, but I think you could put a lot of that on the receiver because I don't believe he broke into his slant as soon as he was supposed to.
Aaron Alston is back deep to return this punt for the Cardinals, and another great punt from Munford. Alston takes it in at the 20 after turning around to get it. Trying to outrun this Munford defense, and he can't do it. They push him out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. But another excellent punt there from the Cougars.
And another ill-advised fielding of a punt. He has his back turned to the defense. We saw this last week at Wooddale, Austin with his back turned to the defense, trying to field a punt and ending up losing a fumble over it.
Well, Austin is just a junior. And I would imagine he's going to be a highly coveted junior, judging at his size. I mean, he just looks like a prototypical football player. 1st and 10 from their own 25. Handoff goes to the left for Malik Matthews. Matthews, bouncing off of his own men, will make his way out to the 30, and a great extra effort there to pick up yards. It'll be 2nd and manageable, about 5 yards to go now.
Sticking with Malik Jackson, it'll be interesting to see in the second half if they bring in rushing or they stick with Malik Jackson here. The threat of the run from Jackson seems to be helping them gain yards with Matthews.
2 wide receivers set again here for Malik Jackson. Alston is here on the near side. Another option play. Jackson keeps it himself. Dodges 2 defenders in the backfield. He's got running room on the far side and a blocker to boot. He's got first down yardage and then some. Big run that time by Malik Jackson.
And if you look right here, he makes the wrong read and is able to still make something out of it.
Jackson all the way over there, gets pushed out of bounds. He just ran out of room. The defense finally cut his corner off there. 6:08 to play here in the first half. Cardinals holding on to a 7-point lead. 1st and 10. And Malik Matthews is able to dance his way across the 45-yard line all the way down to the 48. Another good first down run from Malik Matthews.
If Brighton is able to continue controlling the clock like they are, picking up 5-6 yards at a time, marching down and scoring, it's going to be a tough game for Munford. Munford does not have a fast-scoring offense that can come back from a huge deficit.
That's right. We talked about that at the beginning of the game. They like to control possession of the ball. They like to keep the ball on the ground. They can't do it when playing from behind. Here's the snap. Another option play. Jackson running it himself. He lowers his shoulder, and he's across the 45-yard line down to the 44. Another great run from Malik Jackson, but a great tackle there on defense by Munford.
You see him catch the little seam there, but it's a great open field tackle by none other than Garrett Ball. Got to be one of the best defensive players in the state.
You said it earlier, he's an absolute ball hawk. I don't think I've ever seen anyone fly around the field like he does and able to maintain that pace throughout the entire game. 1st and 10, Matthews is tripped up as he crosses the line of scrimmage. He's still going to fall forward and pick up a couple of yards on the carry, and that'll bring up 2nd and 8. We've seen Munford stick to their 4-down linemen, and you know, you talked about the rushing threat of Malik Jackson. It's hard to put any more men in the box, because when you do, you surrender yourself to outside runs, which we've seen Malik Jackson. He almost broke that one off a moment ago.
That's right, and you also have the speed of Alston and Golden at the wideout positions if they want to drop it right over the top.
Here's Jackson again with another option play, pushes his own player out of the way, and he gets bowled over on the far side of the field over there, but he still picks up a hard fought 3 to 4 yards.
Jackson again makes something happen, and again, it's the wrong read on the read option, because if you notice, the end doesn't crash in. And so the decision there is to go ahead and let Malik Matthews carry the ball, but instead he keeps it and is able to make something out of a play that should have got nothing.
And again, Garrett Ball in on the tackle with another hard hit on Malik Jackson. Now 3rd and 4 coming up with 4:05 to play here in the first half, and a flag thrown down on the field here by the near sideline official, and I think he's motioning for a false start on Brighton. If so, that's going to back him up, and that'll be costly. Now it'll be 3rd and 9.
It does look as though that's what the call will be.
So we'll go against the Cardinals. They'll back it up 5 yards.
Not sure who moved there. I think it may have been Christian Holly.
Well, it looked like Brighton was trying to maybe get a check down play from the sideline there.
And Christian Holly's coming out of the game, so that would back up my theory.
So now 3rd and 9. Clock continues to tick inside of 4 minutes. Aaron Alston lined up out wide here on the near side.
Brooks in the backfield now for Brighton.
Screen play out here to the near side to Malik Matthews. Matthews with blockers is past the 40, diving to the 35-yard line. He's just shy of that 1st down marker, but a pretty good play there on 3rd down, making it 4th and 1 now, it looks.
Confusing the defense, sending Matthews out, bringing in Brooks to block, and sending Matthews out to catch the screen pass.
They're going to keep their offense out on the field. They're going to go for it again here on 4th down. We saw this work out for him earlier with a 65-yard touchdown rush from Malik Matthews on a draw play. See if they do it again here on 4th and 1. 4 wide receiver set for Malik Jackson. Handoff going to the right, but a whistle blown as Andrew Brooks took that one to the right, and I'm not sure if there was a flag or a timeout. It's a timeout. Didn't see any laundry out on the field, but Brighton wants to talk things over. They take their first charge timeout of the first half. We will take one with them. 3:05 to play here in the second quarter. Your score, Brighton leading Munford 13-6 here on Tubetown.
I'm David Lucius, and this is my town. I grew up right here in Memphis, Tennessee. I can't believe how God has blessed our company. Our core values at Lucius Complete Home are honesty, integrity, and service. What makes a company great are the people that work at that company. We have great people. Call us and let us earn your trust.
Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you at Munford. The Cougars trailing the Brighton Cardinals 13-6 here with 3:05 to play in the second quarter. Brighton Cardinals have got a big 4th down play coming up here. 4th and 1, they've got their offense out on the field. Coming back after that Cardinal timeout, they're going to go for it here. They've got 4 wide receivers set here with Malik Matthews in the backfield. Malik Jackson takes the snap, hands it off to Matthews. No, keeps it himself. He runs to the right. He's across the 30, maintains his footing. He's across the 20 and ridden down out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. How about that option play from Malik Jackson, holding it to the absolute last second?
And he honestly had me fooled. And I thought Matthews had it at first, and then he's able to just crawl his way and stay upright.
I don't know how he maintained his balance to keep going, but he was able to pick up an extra 6-7 yards. It's more than a first down. They're down inside the red zone of Munford now. From the 16-yard line, 4 wide receiver set. Jackson looking to throw. Pass batted down, and it's going to be incomplete. How about that defensive play from the Munford Cougars?
Just an amazing play to slap that ball out of the air. Of course, it was a low throw from Jackson. And probably he was trying to dump it over the top to Matthews. It was a little short out for Matthews, and he wanted to dump it over the top. He wasn't able to get it there because he threw it a little too low, and Marcus Webb able to jump up, slap the ball out of the air.
That's right, doing his best. J.J. Watt knocking that one down at the line. Now 2nd and 10 coming up, and again a 4 wide receiver set here for the Cardinals. They're going to give it to Matthews, let him run, but he ran right into the arms of a Cougar. He'll stop that one at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down now.
Now we're seeing a constant diet of read option from the Brighton Cardinals. You're seeing Jackson being given a lot of latitude by Coach Jacobs to just read the defense and decide whether to keep it or give it to Matthews.
Yes, they have.
Well, and they've sort of changed formations. They've stuck with the shotgun, but they've had an up back playing as a blocker, a little bit of a fullback in the backfield, but now they've switched to a 4 wide receiver set, excuse me. So taking an extra blocker away. Jackson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle, caught.
Wow.
The 5 touchdown.
The quick slant to Golden. Play action, quick slant to Golden, right up the middle for the score.
Everybody bit on the run play. You can see him dive in, and there's Golden wide open at the 10-yard line. He'll take that one in easily. 16 yards, and now the Brighton Cardinals up 19-6 with the extra point pending.
We've talked about this at the beginning of the game. We talked about it after the last score. Munford is not the type of team that is able to come from behind very easily.
And Combs misses a second extra point on the night. So the score will remain 19-6 with 1:54 to play here in the first quarter. You're watching it here on Tubetown.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Welcome back to Munford High School. Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin here with you. 19-6 is your score here on senior night for the Munford Cougars, and it has not been much of a senior night to write home about through the first half. 1:54 to play here in the second quarter, and again, 19-6 is your score. Brighton on top. Since that opening drive for the Munford Cougars, Brighton Cardinals have shut them down on offense.
They were able to do 3 long runs from Chaz Hayes equal to touchdown on the first drive from Munford after they put Brighton on a 3-and-out. Then Brighton put 5 men on the line, and it hasn't been working for Munford at all since then.
Munford has forced a turnover, but that only resulted in giving the ball right back to Brighton with an interception. Ball taken at the 24-yard line out to the 25 and tripped up at about the 30. And here comes the Cardinals back out on offense. Excuse me, the Cougars rather, and that's Garrett Baugh you see there on the return. He can do a little bit of everything.
I did not expect to see it be Garrett Baugh because he was playing in an up position rather than back to field the kick.
We'll see what the Cougars can do with 1:49 to play here in the first half. 19-6 is your score. Again, if you're just joining us, the Cardinals surrendered an opening drive touchdown to the Cougars, but have since shut them out. Davenport takes the snap, hands it off to Hayes. Hayes, I don't know how he dodged that initial defender in the backfield, but he somehow made his way across the 30-yard line, was able to pick up about 2. It looked like he was stopped dead in the backfield.
Andy, Coach Markle's going to have to go away from that run up the middle and throw the ball.
You're absolutely right. They're going to have to take the playbook and throw it out the window if this game keeps going the way that it's going. Now inside of 1:30.
I think it would be a good idea to let Hayes come out of the backfield, get him a little space in a bubble screen.
Pitch out to Hayes. Hayes with a cutback stopped in his tracks trying to reverse his direction towards the middle of the field, and he's only going to pick up about a yard. Now, Munford hustled out of that huddle, and they had a wide receiver wide open over there at the top of the screen, but they didn't opt to go with it.
Brighton is committed to the run here, and Munford could really take advantage of that in their 2-minute drill. They're letting the clock run down.
They still have 2 timeouts. Both teams still with 2 timeouts here in the first half, 48 seconds. 2 wide receivers for Davenport. Takes the snap, now he's looking to throw. Throwing it deep down the field, off the hand of his intended receiver, and it looked like he might have tried to Odell that one in with one hand.
That was just a bad drop there.
Right off the hands of the intended receiver, and I think that was, I'm not sure who that was on the reception. The digital camo was, again, our foe tonight. 38 seconds left here in the half. That does stop the clock. It brings up 4th and 8. Munford's got their special teams unit out on the field. They're going to punt this one away, and we've seen them punt some absolute beauties tonight. Again,
I think they're going to pin Brighton far enough back. Brighton will just take a knee and go in the locker room.
There's another beautiful punt, and it'll take a Cougar bounce out of bounds and stop at about the 35-yard line, just shy of the 35-yard line. Not terrible field position for Brighton. They've still got 29 seconds left to work with and 2 timeouts.
I would look for them to bring rushing into the game. Dalton Rushing, their other quarterback, to throw the long ball here.
They're going to stick with Malik Jackson, though.
Yeah, famous last words.
They never listen to me, Andy.
Exactly right.
That's why we're up here in the booth. 4 wide receivers set for Brighton. Matthews is in the backfield along with Jackson. They're set, ready to go. Jackson's looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket, flushed out, tripped up by his shoestrings. 22 seconds remaining here in the first half, but an excellent job on defense there by Munford's James Strayhorn.
And I think if you're Brighton here, you just let it run out.
And 10
just
seconds.
Take your 19-6 lead into, that's what they're going to do. Take it into the locker room and let Munford worry about how they're going to overcome this deficit.
Yeah, they will take their 19-6 lead, and the 2 teams will head to the locker room after the first 2 quarters of play. Brighton is leading Munford in a very important 5A8 conference game. We'll see what the Munford Cougars can talk things over in the locker room. We're going to talk things over here in the broadcast booth, get you some stats ready for your halftime show, and bring those back to you when we come back here on Tubetown after this.
For your smartphones, tablets, phablets. For the browsers you carry in your trousers. Wowzers! For your big screens and small screens, short screens and tall screens, get speed that screams. From the top of your desk to the palm of your hand, it's the fastest internet speed in the land.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. If you're not getting your internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South for over 50 years. In those 50-plus years, the one constant that has never changed is that the customer is always right. Homer Skelton Ford in Millington believes in taking care of the customer during and after the sale. Every day, we go above and beyond to make sure our customers are completely satisfied.
I only buy my truck for my papa. You can too.
Stop by and see Homer Skelton Ford in Millington today.
Technology was supposed to make our lives easier. No one told us about the plethora of glitches, viruses, hackers, hundreds of passwords to remember, and getting all our tech to sync up. Introducing Tech Home. Technology made easy for you and your devices. Tech Home makes it easy to set up, protect, and enjoy your internet-connected devices anytime, anywhere. Security, password management, backup, and premium tech support. Get back in charge of your digital life now with Tech Home.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Bob, you need to do something about this leaking roof.
I got it covered. You're welcome.
Need a professional? With an A-plus Better Business Bureau and 30-plus year track record in repairing and installing new roofs, call Lucius Roofing. We've got you covered. For a free estimate, call Lucius Roofing. Proven quality you can trust.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Honey, when are we going to get that sunroom?
I got it.
Need a professional? For over 30 years, Lucius Complete Home has been remodeling kitchens and bathrooms, adding living space, and increasing the value of homes in the Mid-South. From your roof to your floor, we do it all and more. Lucius Complete Home, proven quality you can trust. For a free estimate, call Lucius today.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin welcome you back to Munford High School. It's senior night tonight for the Munford Cougars, but it has not been a good first two quarters for the Cougars football team. The Brighton Cardinals in the house tonight. They've got a 19-6 lead at the halftime break. And Chad, we started things off tonight with a big touchdown run for the Munford Cougars, their first offensive drive of the night, a 26-yard touchdown rush from Chaz Hayes. And since that Cougar offense is completely stalled out.
We saw Munford come out. They held Brighton to a 3-and-out. Brighton got the ball first. They held Brighton to a 3-and-out. And then they come out. They run the ball 3 times. Bang, bang, bang. Chaz Hayes eventually with a long run for a touchdown. And they go up 6-0. They miss the extra point. But then from that point on, it was all Brighton.
Yeah, and you're not really seeing Brighton. They're mixing it up. They're mixing up the pass and throw, but it seems to be that they're doing the exact same things over and over again, and it's not broke, so, why fix it?
That's true. You see now they've gone mostly to Malik Jackson is making the read option where he has Matthews. Most of the time it's Malik Matthews in the backfield this game, which is another new-ish wrinkle. At the beginning of the year, that's where they ran Malik Matthews from. But lately, he's been playing receiver more, and they've had Brooks in the backfield most of the time. They've gone back to having Matthews in the backfield with Jackson, and Jackson just making reads on the defensive end. If the end crashes, he keeps it himself. If the end is held up, he gives it to Matthews, and it's been working for him. And even when it doesn't work to the outside, they're able to split the middle with the draw play.
That's right. In fact, their first touchdown of the night was a big run up the middle on that 4th-and-1 draw play, a 65-yard touchdown rush from Malik Matthews. We have seen their kicker, Nolan Combs, miss 2 extra points already tonight. So you wonder if Munford can get back in this football game, if that may play out later on.
It is surprising, to say the least, to see Nolan Combs, one of the best high school kickers I've seen in a long time, and just missed 2 extra points tonight. And he is automatic normally from extra point range. I don't know if that missed field goal to win the game got in his head last week, but it's just very surprising to see him miss those 2 extra points. And if Munford is able to crawl back into this one, that could play a factor.
A lot to talk about still to come on our halftime show. We're going to feed you some stats and go over the scoring breakdown for this first half between Brighton and Munford. Again, your score at the halftime break, 19-6. The Cardinals lead the Cougars in conference play here on Tubetown.
For your smartphones, tablets, phablets. For the browsers you carry in your trousers. Wowzers! For your big screens and small screens, short screens and tall screens, get speed that screams. From the top of your desk to the palm of your hand, it's the fastest internet speed in the land.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. If you're not getting your internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South for over 50 years. In those 50-plus years, the one constant that has never changed is that the customer is always right. Homer Skelton Ford in Millington believes in taking care of the customer during and after the sale. Every day, we go above and beyond to make sure our customers are completely satisfied.
I only buy my truck for my papa, and you can too.
Stop by and see Homer Skelton Ford in Millington today.
Technology was supposed to make our lives easier. No one told us about the plethora of glitches, viruses, hackers, hundreds of passwords to remember, and getting all our tech to sync up. Introducing Tech Home. Technology made easy for you and your devices. Tech Home makes it easy to set up, protect, and enjoy your internet-connected devices anytime, anywhere. Security, password management, backup, and premium tech support. Get back in charge of your digital life now with Tech Home.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Bob, you need to do something about this leaking roof.
I got it covered. You're welcome.
Need a professional? With an A-plus Better Business Bureau and 30-plus year track record in repairing and installing new roofs, call Lucius Roofing. We've got you covered. For a free estimate, call Lucius Roofing. Proven quality you can trust.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Honey, when are we going to get that sunroom?
I got it.
Need a professional? For over 30 years, Lucius Complete Home has been remodeling kitchens and bathrooms, adding living space, and increasing the value of homes in the Mid-South. From your roof to your floor, we do it all and more. Lucius Complete Home, proven quality you can trust. For a free estimate, call Lucius today.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Welcome back to halftime here in Munford, Tennessee. The Brighton Cardinals lead the Munford Cougars 19-6 on senior night for the Munford Cougars as we watch what is similar to a Cirque du Soleil performance from the Brighton band. Quite a production here we're seeing from them. And then, of course, the Munford band will perform in a moment as well. The Munford band, a nationally recognized high school band, as we bring up the stats for you for the first half of the game. Brighton able to keep the time of possession on their side.
Well, Chad, that's really one thing that we've seen that you and I talked about at the beginning of the game. Munford really wants to control that time of possession. We talked during the break, just you and I, about how quickly this game had moved so far tonight. I mean, we're only an hour in, 2 quarters in the books. Brighton has absolutely dominated time of possession tonight, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've been able to hold Munford. What's interesting to me is Munford got them on that first drive. We talked about that, how Munford was able to come out, run up the middle, and get so many yards and the touchdown so quickly. Brighton makes one adjustment. They put an extra man on the line, and from there out, it was no-go for the Munford running game. And the Munford passing game was nearly non-existent, but when they did try to pass, they had one really good throw across the middle that was dropped, but other than that, not very good ball placement from Davenport.
And just to go over the scoring breakdown so far in tonight's game again, Brighton started off tonight's football game with possession. They had to punt it away their first time out. Munford answered that with the first touchdown of tonight's game, a 26-yard touchdown rush from Chad Hayes. They missed the extra point there. It was 6-0 in the first quarter. Brighton immediately answered that with a 4th and 1 draw up the middle with Malik Matthews that went for 65 yards. And then we had the Cardinals missing an extra point, so it was tied at 6. Munford would punt it away their next time out before forcing a turnover for the Brighton Cardinals. And if you recall, Garrett Ball falling on top of that as Malik Jackson ran with it. He fumbled it. And, of course, Munford is unable to take advantage of that. They throw an interception their next time out, and they have since surrendered 2 touchdowns on the ground, one to Malik Matthews, the other to Malik Jackson, a touchdown via Malik Jackson to Golden. That was good for 16 yards. But again, back-to-back touchdowns, can't answer it, and they have had no answer for Brighton's offense so far through the first 2 quarters. As you look at the stats on your screen there, 231 total yards for the Cardinals and only 98 for the Cougars through the first half.
97 rushing yards, all of those, I believe, attributed to Chaz Hayes. And then Brighton with 179 rushing yards in the first half. And mostly Malik Matthews, but also Malik Jackson hanging on to the ball on the quarterback keepers as well. They've really dominated the game on the ground. And, of course, Munford, as I said before, not able to get anything going in the passing game.
Well, and you see the first downs, too. That just goes to show you that Brighton has been in control of this game. They're not only controlling the time of possession, you see holding it for a whole three more minutes than Munford, but you see they're dominating the first down battle as well. They've got 8 first downs. Munford has only moved the chains 3 times.
Not very many penalties in this game, which is not something we've seen out of the last games from either of these teams. We've seen a ton of penalties. This game been relatively clean. 1 false start penalty for Brighton, and that was it.
And again, this is such an important game for both of these teams tonight in conference play because as it sits right now, coming into tonight's game, we had a 3-way tie for second place in the conference between Munford, Bolton, and Brighton, all coming into tonight's game with a conference record of 3-2. Of course, Bolton is on the road at Southwind tonight, but Brighton is going to be facing them next week. And then, of course, Munford gearing up for a big-time game with Memphis Central, who has yet to lose a game in conference play. They've only lost one game on the year total.
And if you're looking at the bottom half of the conference, you see Kirby, Wooddale, Southwind all sitting at 2 and 3. Bolton's at Southwind tonight. If Southwind is able to pick up that win, now you've got Bolton and Southwind tied. Munford drops this game, they end up tied there, and now it's a race for that 4th playoff spot in the division.
And that's right, because Munford has lost to both Southwind and Bolton. So even though they are at 3 and 2 in conference play, losing to Southwind definitely hurts them if they drop this game tonight. And again, you talk about that big game with Memphis Central next week. They're at home tonight. They're at home tonight, resting up, and you know that a team like that's going to be ready to roll on all cylinders for their last game of the year.
They're already locked in to the playoffs, but you know they want to win the division title, and they've got one more game to do that, and that's going through Munford, and they get them at home.
Munford trying to pull out a win tonight here on senior night. It's 19-6 right now. They have only won 1 out of the last 4 meetings with the Brighton Cardinals. You go back to 2014, they won it 27-14. I'm looking at all the way back at 2013, however, they were shut out 42-0. They have, and of course, losing last year's game, a very close one, the closest game that there was in the last 4 years. It was 24-20, again, with Brighton coming out on top of there. So you know that Munford not only wants to win this to stay in the runnings in the conference, but they also want to try to just get this chip off their shoulder a little bit, because Brighton has been a very tough conference foe for them the last few years.
Well, and these schools are only about 7 miles apart, so it's a very big rivalry for each school. They both love to play this game. Both of them look forward to it. Ever since the Brighton High School became a high school that started playing football, the Munford-Brighton game has been a big deal to both schools, and they both just love the rivalry, and they both want to get a win here. But like you said, Brighton's held the upper hand lately. I'll tell you, though, tonight, Brighton's defensive line, the all-stars of this game. Absolutely, without a doubt. And Cameron John leads the way on that defensive line.
That's right. They've really pushed back since that opening score for the Munford Cougars, and we have seen them dominate them, shut them out, and they have not surrendered a score since that first quarter. 19-6 is your score right now at the halftime break. The Brighton Cardinals lead the Munford Cougars. We're going to take another quick break here in the broadcast booth. When we come back, we'll continue on our halftime show. Get you ready for the 3rd and 4th quarter here in Munford on senior night.
For your smartphones, tablets, phablets. For the browsers you carry in your trousers. Wowzers! For your big screens and small screens, short screens and tall screens, get speed that screams. From the top of your desk to the palm of your hand, it's the fastest internet speed in the land.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. If you're not getting your internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South for over 50 years. In those 50-plus years, the one constant that has never changed is that the customer is always right. Homer Skelton Ford in Millington believes in taking care of the customer during and after the sale. Every day, we go above and beyond to make sure our customers are completely satisfied.
I only buy my truck for my papa, and you can too.
Stop by and see Homer Skelton Ford in Millington today.
Technology was supposed to make our lives easier. No one told us about the plethora of glitches, viruses, hackers, hundreds of passwords to remember, and getting all our tech to sync up. Introducing Tech Home. Technology made easy for you and your devices. Tech Home makes it easy to set up, protect, and enjoy your internet-connected devices anytime, anywhere. Security, password management, backup, and premium tech support. Get back in charge of your digital life now with Tech Home.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Bob, you need to do something about this leaking roof.
I got it covered. You're welcome.
Need a professional? With an A-plus Better Business Bureau and 30-plus year track record in repairing and installing new roofs, call Lucius Roofing. We've got you covered. For a free estimate, call Lucius Roofing. Proven quality you can trust.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Honey, when are we going to get that sunroom?
I got it.
Need a professional? For over 30 years, Lucius Complete Home has been remodeling kitchens and bathrooms, adding living space, and increasing the value of homes in the Mid-South. From your roof to your floor, we do it all and more. Lucius Complete Home, proven quality you can trust. For a free estimate, call Lucius today.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you at Munford High School, where the Munford Cougars trail at the halftime break to the Brighton Cardinals 19-6 in a game that has seen the Cardinals score first tonight, but they have since been shut out, surrendering 3 unanswered touchdowns to the Brighton Cardinals. And obviously still here at the halftime break, a very important game in the 5A8, but there are some other important games going on around the area, Chad.
Absolutely. Right now, the Arlington Tigers are leading the Bartlett Panthers 33-21 just down the road in Bartlett. Bolton and Southwind are tied up right now at 0-0, and that's another 5A8 game. Bolton and Southwind still tied at nothing there. That one going to help determine the 4th spot in the district for the playoffs too. Covington leading Millington right now 21-7 at the half. That's at Millington right down the street here. The Fayette Academy Vikings are tied with North Delta Green Wave 0-0 right now, and the Fayette Ware Wildcats lead North Point Christian 13-7, while the Haywood Tomcats, one of the top-ranked teams in the state, are down 7-0 at halftime to the Chester County Eagles. Haywood ranked 7th in the state, losing at halftime to Chester County. That's going to be one to keep an eye on. The Ripley Tigers are down 14-0 to Hardin County at halftime, and the Tipton Rosemont Rebels are down 28-21 to West Memphis Christian. That's at halftime as well.
All right, some pretty good games around the area, especially that one going on that you mentioned between Haywood and Chester County. That was certainly one to keep your eye on anytime you got a team ranked in the top 10. And obviously it's still a very close game at halftime, but still trailing at halftime, unable to find the end zone after 2 quarters. Very surprising for a top-ranked team.
It is, and Haywood going through some things this year. They lost their starting quarterback in the 3rd or 4th game of the year. Their backup quarterback came in. They didn't miss a step. They were undefeated for a long time. They've lost 1 game, and that was to 6A. Haywood is 5A. They lost to 6A Oakland, who is the 2nd best team in the state in their division.
Again, your score here at the halftime break between Munford and Brighton. Your score 19-6. Something we talked about quickly before we're going to take another break as the two teams have made their way out onto the field to start warming up here for the second half. We were looking at the scores, Chad, you and I, and this is actually the most points allowed by the Munford Cougars all year long. They were only giving up on average a little under 9 points per game, but coming into tonight, the most points they had allowed was to Bolton. And that was a 14-17 game. And here tonight in one half, they give away 19.
It's incredible, and it's incredible that most of it has come from the run for Brighton, because we've seen them play. We saw on our first game of the year, Andy, we saw them play Covington, who is a run-heavy team just like Munford is. They like to pound it up the middle. They've got a great running back at Covington, and Munford was able to hold them to 6 points.
That's right. So just a very interesting game here tonight. You wonder what Coach Nick Markle is going to come out of the locker room. Is he going to try to stick to this ground game plan with a little bit of option between Chaz Hayes and Nathan Davenport? Is he going to let Davenport air it out a little bit? We'll have to find out as we come back for the second half. Again, your score after the first two quarters, 19-6. Munford trailing Brighton on senior night.
For your smartphones, tablets, phablets. For the browsers you carry in your trousers. Wowzers! For your big screens and small screens, short screens and tall screens, get speed that screams. From the top of your desk to the palm of your hand, it's the fastest internet speed in the land.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. If you're not getting your internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South for over 50 years. In those 50-plus years, the one constant that has never changed is that the customer is always right. Homer Skelton Ford in Millington believes in taking care of the customer during and after the sale. Every day, we go above and beyond to make sure our customers are completely satisfied.
I only buy my truck for my papa, and you can too.
Stop by and see Homer Skelton Ford in Millington today.
Technology was supposed to make our lives easier. No one told us about the plethora of glitches, viruses, hackers, hundreds of passwords to remember, and getting all our tech to sync up. Introducing Tech Home. Technology made easy for you and your devices. Tech Home makes it easy to set up, protect, and enjoy your internet-connected devices anytime, anywhere. Security, password management, backup, and premium tech support. Get back in charge of your digital life now with Tech Home.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Bob, you need to do something about this leaking roof.
I got it covered. You're welcome.
Need a professional? With an A-plus Better Business Bureau and 30-plus year track record in repairing and installing new roofs, call Lucius Roofing. We've got you covered. For a free estimate, call Lucius Roofing. Proven quality you can trust.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF.
Welcome back to Munford High School. Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin here with you in the broadcast booth, getting ready to start the third quarter. 19-6 is your score after the first two quarters. Brighton leading Munford, and Brighton is about to kick it away. The Cardinals got two men back deep to receive, and they're going to try to start off this third quarter with a strong offensive drive, a low line drive kick on the ground there, fielded, taken across the 30-yard line. A lot of running room as he follows his blockers all the way up to about the 40-yard line. That's going to be some great starting field position for the Munford Cougars, and I think that's Kylan Washington.
A great block. I think it was Jalen Huffman on the block that broke that loose up the middle.
Great field position again for the Cougars to start here in the third quarter. They'll line up here with one wide out here on the near side, one on the far side, and up back, Hayes is in the backfield with Davenport. Standing to his right, gets the go-ahead from the official. 5 down linemen from the Cardinals. Hayes takes the handoff up the middle, follows his blockers. He's got some running room here at the 50. He's down to the 45, drug down from behind. More than enough to move the chains. He picked up 15 yards.
That is a big-time play by Braxton Middlebrooks to hang on to that jersey. You see him here come up, and he just holds on. And it's not Braxton Middlebrooks that holds on. It is Joseph Romero holding on to the jersey. Braxton Middlebrooks with the tackle there.
Munford quickly up to the line. Again, a handoff to Hayes. Hayes will cut it back to the right side this time. He gets about 4, maybe 5 yards on that first down carry. And he's picking up where he left off on their first offensive drive of the game. This is the Cougars that we saw here in the first quarter.
Absolutely. I was about to say, reminiscent of the first drive here for the Munford Cougars.
Hayes will come to the sideline and get a breather. Trying to see who that is in the backfield now. It looks like it might be Noah Robertson. Robertson's going to take the handle. Bounces off of one of his own blockers as he wakes his way to his left. He'll pick up about 2 to 3 yards on the carry, bringing up, I believe, a third and manageable for the Cougars. Hayes coming back into the game now off the sideline.
Giving Hayes a little breather there, I think.
You can see Cameron John directing his defense. Big 89 out there for the Brighton Cardinals. And they will again bring 5 down linemen. Hayes gets the handoff. It's a cutback. Running to his left. Still on his feet. He somehow managed to crawl forward for an extra 5 yards. They had him stopped dead to rights at the 45. Watch here on the replay. He's dead to rights right there. Somehow kept those feet churning, and he's out near the 30 now.
We've said it before. He never stops moving his feet. And that's a trait in a running back that will get you those extra yards.
3 wide receivers set now for Davenport. He takes the snap. He's going to roll to his right. He's looking to throw. He's going to step up in the pocket now, and the pocket collapsed quickly as he made his way to the 30-yard line. We saw big Cameron John assisting on that tackle, but a couple of other Brighton Cardinals in there as well.
He had a receiver wide open on the right side. He could have thrown it over the back shoulder. He picked up a huge gain. I just don't think he saw him.
Well, and that would have been a tough throw to make on the run as well, but he decides to tuck it in anyway, and it'll bring up 2nd and 8. 2 wide receivers on the far side for Davenport. Hayes takes the handoff, and he ran into trouble as soon as he got the football. There was a white jersey in that backfield that he ran right into. He tried to bounce off of him and make a second move, but there was nowhere to go. There you see the initial stiff arm.
He sees it blocked up there, but I think forward progress.
Looks like they're marked back at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a 3rd, and they'll say 3rd and 9, a little bit closer to 3rd and 10, but we'll see what they do. And if Brighton is going to continue to bring much pressure, and they do, again, 5 down linemen for them, 4 linebackers. Hayes taking the handoff to the right, and he ran right into trouble. Again, 3 plays in a row. The Brighton defensive line, that's what I was trying to say. They just absolutely stepped up here on 3 consecutive plays.
They are just stopping them cold in what they want to do. They got a couple of good plays this drive, and now they've stalled. And as I said, Brighton has decided you got to beat us with the pass. And they've had a couple opportunities, a drop pass here, a missed opportunity there, and not able to get it done.
Well,
1 yard in the pass.
they're in an interesting part of the field now with 4th and 11 at the Brighton 33-yard line. Too far away, or too close for a punt rather, too far away for a field goal, so they're going to go for it. They hustle to the line, they're ready to go. Davenport looking to throw, throws it over the middle and right off the fingertips of big number 48, and that's Tyler Bridges, the sophomore. No, and I think that was Blake Armour. Beg your pardon.
Armour. Yes, Blake Armour, who had the interception earlier, able to get his hand on the ball once again and make a big play for the Brighton defense and get the turnover on down.
Well, he nearly hauled that one in with one big paw.
He may end up being the player of the game here.
That's not what.
As he helps Brighton hold their lead, and now you just know Brighton's going to run the ball and try to milk the clock.
Yeah, that drive, that opening drive here in the third quarter actually took close to 3 minutes, close to 4 minutes off of the clock. And now giving the ball back to Brighton, and Chad, you mentioned it, they held the ball for the majority of the first half, 13 minutes compared to the Cougars' 10 minutes. And again, it's Jackson back in at quarterback with Matthews standing to his right. Handoff is going to go to Matthews. He's running up the middle. He's got a big hole to run through, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards on that carry from scrimmage.
That's all they want to do, Andy. Little chunks of yards, working down the field, get into scoring range. But the main thing is to stay ahead and keep the clock moving. And it sounds odd to say when it's this early into the third quarter that they would want to do that, but in the situation that they're in with Munford, it's the best thing for them.
And Golden takes in the catch on the far side of the field, and he'll move past the first down marker. Chains will continue to move now at midfield. Another Homer Skelton first down.
Golden has good hands. He just really has good hands and a good eye to locate the football. He's not as good after the catch as ball, but he's a good, reliable receiver.
No huddle offense here. And Matthews takes it up the middle. He almost breaks one off. He's still on his feet. He might break this one off. He's going to be wrapped up from behind at the 35-yard line, and he was close twice, but Marcus Webb able to get in there and bring him down.
That was a touchdown saver. Matthews able to shake tackle after tackle. Watch one, and then stays up, and he gets another one, and then Marcus Webb comes in from the outside.
Got to credit Jalen Wakefield in there to assist on that. Here's Jackson taking a run up the middle, and he is nearly decapitated at the 25-yard line. He pops right back up, and he's clapping his hands. He wants some more of it, but take another look on the option. He's untouched, and here comes guess who? Garrett Baugh with the hit stick, and good Lord, he absolutely just introduced himself to him.
The Ronnie Lott of high school football.
If Malik Jackson doesn't know who Cameron Baugh, or didn't know before tonight, he knows now. Matthews taking the handoff, drug down from behind as he crosses the line of scrimmage. And he will pick up maybe a couple of yards, very close down to the first down marker, and I think he might have got it.
And the thing about the play before that, where you saw the big hit from Garrett Baugh, but Garrett Baugh looked like he may be the only player that realized that Jackson had the ball.
And in a couple of cases tonight, as was that one, Baugh has been the last line of defense. Jackson takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Jukes two defenders before finally being hit by Baugh. And again, yeah, I think you might be right, Chad, going back to that earlier play. I think it's really taking this Munford defense a good minute to realize who's got the ball. Jukes two players right there before Baugh comes in to make the tackle, but it's not before Jackson is able to move the chains for another first down. Now they're inside the 20-yard line.
If you notice, Matthews sort of covers the ball when Jackson sticks it in there, and so it's hard to know which one of them has the ball.
Matthews gets the handoff this time. He's going to juke to his right and pick up maybe 3 to 4 yards on that carry. Should bring up second and about 6 or 7. But you're right. They have executed this quarterback read option play very, very well tonight. And we talked about it in the first half. Even when Malik Jackson is not making the correct read, he's still managing to find running room and make something happen.
Absolutely. They're finding ways on the outside. They'll catch a block here or there, or spin and make a guy miss and get positive yards most every play.
Sends a man in motion. Jackson ready for the snap. Takes it. Going to be a screen play out here to the near side for Aaron Alston.
Yeah, I believe his knee was down. They're going to call him down as soon as he caught the ball on that one.
And there's some fans not happy about that at all.
I think they thought that the ball got stripped at the end and it was a fumble, but the play had been blown dead before that.
Referees are conferring with each other right
now. The whistle had already blown prior to the ball coming out.
And the clock is still continuing to run out on the field. And actually, I do believe they just stopped it now, but little operator error there. Personal foul is actually going to go against Munford. They're going to call a flag down on the field.
Because the play was over. He was whistled down right after he caught the ball, he continued to run forward a little bit, but the play had been blown dead, and then he was hit by one of the Munford players. The crowd didn't want the flag, but it was absolutely a late hit.
So now they're inside the 10-yard line. It looks to be at about the 8. And a flag will stop the play dead, and it should be a false start on the Brighton Cardinals.
And I think you can thank the crowds complaining about the last call for that one, because I didn't see anybody move.
Maybe a little bit of a makeup call there for the Cougars. That'll back them up 5 more yards. They're
Referees don't like to be the bad guy. They got to go to their cars at the end of the night, too.
They're going to replay the down here. Yeah, they usually
they
try
called a delay a game, though, on the play. So, although, where is the play clock? There's not one on the field. How are the players supposed to know?
It's an excellent question. The referees keep it, obviously, but that is a pretty good question. I actually have not noticed there's not a play clock out there tonight. Shotgun formation again for Jackson. He's got Matthews in the backfield with him. Takes the snap, hands it off to Matthews. Matthews up the middle. Ball comes out. Munford's got it. The Cougars have got it. No, they blow it dead. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness.
Chad, that ball looked like it had popped out.
Well before the ground.
Joseph Watkins picked it up.
Right here, and it looked to me like the ball was out before he hit the ground.
Watkins comes up with the ball there, and he had one man left to beat. He would have had a chance to take that one to the house. Andre Golden was the only one in his way.
It honestly looked like that the ball had come out before he went to the ground.
But no replay in high school. Andrew Brooks comes in to spell Matthews. Jackson looking to throw. Throws to the near side here for Austin. Austin avoids his man, leaps to the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown.
And that's what Austin gives you at the receiver position. We talked about the yak yardage. Yards after the catch. He makes a spin move and gets into the end zone on a play where he should have been pushed out of bounds, at the very least.
From the 4-yard line, he Superman dove with the extension across the goal line, and he was in. 25-6 now is your score. The extra point pending on the way from Nolan Combs. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Extra point is up, and make that 2 for 4, a good 50% for the senior kicker. And now your score 26-6. A rout could be underway here in Munford on senior night with 3:45 left to play here in the third quarter on Tubetown. There is a flag down on the field, however, after that extra point. Referees are going to get together and discuss this one.
So it looks like it's going to be against Brighton. So they may have to re-kick this one. Both teams have already gone off the field.
Personal foul, and it is going to be against the Cardinals, so that's going to back them up.
Enforce on the kickoff there.
Oh, they're going to enforce it on the kickoff.
So it was a dead ball personal foul, so I believe it happened after the play. Probably language or something like that. We've seen that in these high school games. The referees are very strict about how much trash talk and if they allow certain language on the field.
That's right.
And so they will call a personal foul quickly when a player has some off-color words.
So Munford stalled on their first offensive drive of the third quarter. It took nearly 4 minutes off. This is about a 5-minute, 15-second drive for the Brighton Cardinals. And again, it's a touchdown pitch and catch from Malik Jackson to Aaron Alston. And it was good for about 10 yards.
I didn't see this coming, Andy, at the beginning of the game. I thought it would be a low-scoring, mostly defensive game, but the Munford defense is just broken down here. And if they don't find a way to stop Malik Matthews, it's going to be a rout.
There's the kick, low line drive kick, taking it about the 30-yard line by one of the Cougar up men. Across the 45 to the 50 with a full head of steam to the 49-yard line. A pretty good return from Noah Robertson.
Robertson showing some skill there from the up-back position on the kick return.
Number 20 on that run.
Able to see the field in front of him pretty well. Follow a block. Now we'll see Davenport come back out and try to get some points on the board before this becomes unmanageable for
Well, and
Munford.
this is pretty good starting field position for Munford here on first down. Two wide receivers set here on the near side. Davenport hands it off to Hayes. Hayes following his blockers down to the 45-yard line. He'll pick up about 4 yards on the first down carry.
It's clear they want to win the game with Hayes, Andy, but Brighton done a great job of shutting him down, and it just seems to me that they would go to the outside a little more and try to throw the ball.
And the few times we've seen Munford play this year, that's where it seems they've had a lot of the success with Chaz Hayes, is just let him try to find an edge, and once he gets some open space, he can outrun that defense.
And we've seen it. We've had some toss plays that went well for them.
Hand off to Hayes. It's a cut back to the left. He jukes his way to the middle of the field. He's across the 35-yard line, taken down from behind. An excellent tackle that time from Marquise Traylor.
On that one, he ran right into the bag judge, and that held him up just enough for a Brighton player to get a hand on him.
He'll come to the sideline and take a breather, and I believe Noah Robertson will come back out and take another look at the replay. Watch his footwork, how he's able to
step past the guy here, but there's the back judge. Couldn't get out of the way fast enough. I think he was already wrapped up by Marquise Traylor there.
Homer Skelton first down. Here comes the Cougars on 1st and 10. Robertson takes the carry to the right. He just puts his shoulder down and pushes his way forward. He's going to pick up a pretty hefty sum of yards there. About 8 yards on first down.
And that may be the better plan for Munford here, is if you're going to run those runs up the middle, use Robertson. He's a little bit beefier back. Use him for those and get Hayes on the outside on the edges.
Second and short coming up for the Cougars. Coming out with two wide receivers set. Cardinals sticking with the 5-down lineman on defense. Robertson in the backfield to the right. He's going to take the handoff. Hurdles a defender at the line of scrimmage, but runs right into two more of them. Blake Armour in there on that tackle, and take another look at the replay. Hurdles his own man and runs right into the arms of Armour, along with, I think that might have been Cameron John over there.
Blake Armour, Cameron John, two of the great players on this Brighton defense. Cameron John, big guy.
And he is just a junior.
But Blake Armour also shown his skills multiple times tonight. Batted down passes, an interception, and the stop there.
Handoff goes to Hayes. Hayes will just dive forward. He never hit the ground. He is so good at knowing when he is not on the ground. He will continue to move forward, and he picks up not only the first down, but a couple yards after that.
Plowed over Blake Armour that time. He wasn't going to get taken down twice. You see him just spear Armour and keep moving there.
And his knees never hit the ground. Second time we've seen him do that tonight. Defense believes they've got him stopped, and he just continues to run with it. Another Homer Skelton 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. This time Hayes is going nowhere. He's all wrapped up in the backfield, and Armour wasn't going to let him bowl him over that time. He was in there on the tackle along with Jaqueen Beard.
And this is a good opportunity, in my mind, Andy, for Munford to throw the ball. It's not too short of a field right now. They're on the 20-yard line in the red zone. They've been running the ball. To me, it's a great time for a play-action pass right here to try to get the ball close or into the end zone.
Ticking down under 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. Two wide receivers for Davenport. Hands it off to Hayes. Hayes runs into a wall of white jerseys. That one will go nowhere. That one is going to bring up, I believe, third down.
We'll get one more play off here.
Guess who that was? Blake Armour in there on the tackle. Now under 20 seconds left. Time for one more play here in the third quarter. They're going to let the clock tick all the way down. Now 10 seconds left. They're not going to break the huddle, so that one should be the last play of the third quarter. We're going to switch ends of the field and do it again here. They finally break the huddle with 2 seconds left, and that will be it. 26-6 is your score. It's a 20-point rout underway here as we head to the fourth and final quarter. The Brighton Cardinals on top of the Munford Cougars in conference play. Stay tuned for the final quarter coming up after these messages from our good sponsors on Tubetown.
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South for over 50 years. In those 50-plus years, the one constant that has never changed is that the customer is always right. Homer Skelton Ford in Millington believes in taking care of the customer during and after the sale. Every day, we go above and beyond to make sure our customers are completely satisfied.
I only buy my truck for my papa. You can too.
Stop by and see Homer Skelton Ford in Millington today.
Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you at Munford High School on senior night. The Munford Cougars trailing after the first three quarters, 26-6, trying to get something working on offense in the third quarter. They ran out of time. They stalled out. Their first drive lasted 4 minutes to begin the third quarter, and then they surrender yet another touchdown to the Brighton Cardinals, and now here they find themselves with a 3rd and long, but they are well inside the Brighton territory.
And they're in 4-down territory as well, and they've been moving the ball pretty well on this drive. You hope flipping the field doesn't hurt their momentum here.
Quickly up to the line, they're ready to go here on 3rd and 10. One wide receiver out to the near side here. Davenport's going to roll to the right. He's going to look to throw. Tripped up by his shoelaces in the backfield, and guess who? Blake Armour. Chad, you said it back in the third quarter. We might have ourselves a player of the game candidate here. Take another look on the replay. Big number 40 comes through that line untouched.
What a great blitz by Armour. He waited until he had the opening, run straight through and get to the quarterback. Just an awesome play and a great sack for Armour.
You can tell
great game
by Davenport's body language, he is not happy right now. He's got his hands on his hips, and the Cougars just look frustrated.
He had a one-on-one matchup going to the end zone. I'm just not sure he had the confidence that he could put the ball over the top.
4th and 16 coming up here for the Cougars, looking to throw. Throwing it over the middle, batted away at the last second. Great defensive play by Joseph Romero, playing one-on-one on the slant route. Take a look at number 45 in white, getting his hand in there right at the last second to bat that one away.
You absolutely called it. It was a pretty good throw, and it was played pretty well. It's just a great defensive play.
So 4th down, that will turn it over, giving it back to the Brighton Cardinals. First turnover on downs we've had tonight.
We've seen a lot of 4th down, attempted 4th down conversions rather tonight. We haven't seen a lot of punting from either team.
Handoff on 1st down goes to Matthews. Matthews swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He picks up maybe a half yard.
And now in this 4th quarter, this is absolutely what Brighton wants to do, is eat up clock. As long as they can get decent yardage with every run, they're going to continue to run it right up the middle.
Well, you go back to that touchdown they scored in the third quarter from Jackson to Alston. That touchdown capped off a drive that lasted over 5 minutes. So you'd like to think that they want to hold on to this well under the 5-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Jackson on the option is going to keep it himself. He's still on his feet as he tiptoes the sideline to the 33-yard line.
And it looks like Jackson is going to have a complete game. It's the first time I've seen Brighton, and I've seen them a few times this year. First time I've seen them use one quarterback the entire game.
Jackson is a junior, and you mentioned Dalton Rushing, who's just a sophomore, so they may have felt that Jackson had more leadership in such an important game tonight, and he certainly showed it. Now a 3rd and 3 play coming up. Handoff goes to Matthews. Matthews up the middle, jukes a man at the 40 and another at the 45. 2 men left to beat. He's at the 40, the 35, knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, but a huge pickup on the ground on 3rd down for Malik Matthews. Jalen Wakefield in there on the tackle, and that might have been a touchdown-saving tackle. Right here, 2 men left to beat. And there's Watkins and Wakefield.
Because he absolutely blew past Robertson there. Robertson had an angle on him, and he turned on the jet.
So now a Homer Skelton 1st and 10 coming up from the 30-yard line. Now with about 10 minutes left here in the ball game. Again, faking the handoff to Matthews, but Jackson is absolutely smoked in the backfield. He got trucked, and he's thinking he should have held on to that. He is actually having some words with Malik Matthews after that.
That can't be the way it was drawn up.
Well, Matthews missed his block.
But I can't think that they have a play drawn up where the read is to Matthews Matthews and the block. He follows Matthews. I just can't see that being the play that was drawn up. I think.
Well, and that might have been what Malik Jackson was. Might have been what Jackson was saying to him after that play, because he got right in his face. It didn't look animated, but it looked like he was consoling him in there. Or wrong choice of word, but you know what I'm saying. Here on second down, as Matthews runs to the left, he's going to pick up about 12 yards on the carry, very near the first down marker. I think the word I was looking for a moment ago was chiding.
There you go.
Are they going to move the chains? They are going to move it. I thought it might be 4th and short, but they're going to say it's 1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line. So they're at the red zone. Jackson back in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, hands it off to Matthews. Matthews, stutter step up the middle, all the way to the 15-yard line. Picks up 5 yards.
Nice cleanup hit by Ball on that one to get half a tackle.
At this point, I imagine he is taking out some frustration on any Cardinal that he sees. Now under 9 minutes to play here in the ball game.
The only thing I'm noticing with Brighton is they're not taking all the time they can, and it may be because of lack of a play clock.
Great tackle there as Jackson kept it on the option play, running to his right, and see who that was wrapping him up. Was that Kylan Washington? No, that was Marcus Webb getting Jackson around the waist and flinging him down to the ground there, bringing up 3rd and 6. Nearing 8:15 to play in tonight's ball game. Brighton holding on to a 20-point lead, trying to add to it here. Got to convert this 3rd down play. They've got 4 wide receivers. Alston is all alone by himself on the far side of the field. And they've got Andrew Brooks in the backfield to spell Matthews. Jackson looking to throw, throws it over the middle to the man in the slot position, and that one hits the grass. I think he was looking for James Carson, number 81.
That was a very ill-advised pass through traffic, just like the one that got tipped and ended up being caught by Golden that we saw in the first half.
But fortunately for the Cardinals,
that was
where nobody else was.
He just has to not trust himself that much that he can fit it into those tight spaces.
And now from the 16-yard line, they're going to go for it here on 4th and 6. Jackson stepping back in the pocket to throw. It's a screen play. They throw it over the middle, and Brooks has got it. Brooks at the 10-yard line. Did he get enough for the first down?
It's very close. It's going to be very close, Andy. I think that one, Jackson took way too many steps back before he threw it over the top.
Hey, they're going to say he's short, no measurement. They're going to give the ball back to Munford. And taking another look on the replay, it looked like the running backs and the blockers took too long to develop, and that's why Jackson had to backpedal so far, and that definitely cost him. Now a turnover on downs gives the ball back to Munford. 7:44 to play here in the 4th quarter. Back-to-back turnover on downs after not seeing one all game.
It has to be a fast dump over the top when you let rushers go. And if the quarterback has to take that many steps backwards before he gets the running back's attention, it's not going to work. They got more yards on that than they should have.
From their own 11-yard line, they might have just drawn big number 60 offsides, Spencer Cartwright, and I believe Munford is going to have the ball moved forward about 5 yards. I think I saw a man in white jump there, and that's exactly what happened. So now 1st and 5, and it'll be from their own 16-yard line. Starting at their 11, that's the worst field position they have tonight, and it's unfortunate that it happens here in the 4th quarter for them, down by 20. Hayes with a big run up the middle. He's got nothing but daylight. He's at the 30, he's at the 20, he's at the 10, and Munford has got themselves 6 more points with 7:30 left to play in the ball game. No laundry out on the field.
90 yards for the touchdown. Excuse me, 85 yards from scrimmage.
Once he made his way through the gap between the left tackle and left guard, he had nobody in front of him.
Incredible run there. And that Chaz Hayes showing what he can do, and we knew it was there.
That could bring some life back into the Munford football team, but that might actually kind of take some of the life out of them as they have the extra point attempt. I'm not sure if it was blocked or if it was missed. It looked like it might have been blocked.
Looked like it was blocked to me. It either was blocked or hit a player, but I think it got blocked there.
So Chaz Hayes scoring twice tonight on the ground. His Munford Cougars now have 12 points, but they've still got a little bit of ways to go. They trail 26-12 here on Tubetown.
I'm David Lucius, and this is my town. I grew up right here in Memphis, Tennessee. I can't believe how God has blessed our company. Our core values at Lucius Complete Home are honesty, integrity, and service. What makes a company great are the people that work at that company. We have great people. Call us and let us earn your trust.
Munford High School. The Munford Cougars got a little bit of momentum rolling for them here in the fourth quarter with 7:30 left to play in the ball game. They just scored on a big-time 84-yard touchdown rush from Chaz Hayes. He ran that one right up the middle, and once he was past the linebacking core, there was nobody else in front of him. But Munford again misses their extra point. Second time tonight they've missed one, and now they trail 26-12. Again, 7:30 left to play. You got to wonder if they're going to attempt an onside kick here or what they're going to do here. Let's see.
Absolutely.
Short kick,
onside
kick, and they've got it. And I believe that went plenty of distance.
Absolutely. That was a great onside kick there.
That could not have been more well placed for the Munford Cougars, and the Brighton Cardinals showed no aggression there. Taking another look at the replay. Right to the kicking man, or right to the intended man, Jalen Wakefield.
Honestly, it's as if Brighton did not expect an onside kick there, and you have to. You have to expect the onside kick there. And they had no one up at the ball. They were able to catch it cleanly in the air and step out of bounds. Now Munford's got the ball back. If they can score here, Andy,
we got
they can
ourselves
make a game out of this.
We absolutely will have ourselves a ball game. And we're actually gonna have a penalty out on the field, and they're gonna say that that ball did not go the distance. They are going to say that that ball did not go the distance, and I've got to vehemently disagree. It seems that he called for a fair catch. It seems that Munford called for a fair catch, and that may be the reason that call is going against the other.
I don't know what that was. There is past the 50, so it's clearly gone 10 yards. I mean,
I never saw him wave either. I never saw him call for a fair catch. And Munford, I really feel just, I
don't know what happened there. I have no idea what happened there.
Coach Markle is extremely distraught right now, as he should be. Based on that replay, Chad, we're looking at Munford football right here.
I think Markle wants to hear an explanation from the head referee here. He's out here talking to him on the field right now. You see right there, it's clearly past the 50-yard line. That's not the issue.
And they really end up going, if it were not for the officials.
And I'm trying to read lips here, Andy, but I can't see what he's trying to tell him.
I'm kind of with Coach Markle right now. I'm just, at this point, I just kind of want to put my hands in my face and ask what happened on that play, because again, ball being kicked off from the 40, an onside kick has to go 10 yards before it's touched by the kicking team. Chad, it clearly went the distance, and now the referees have seemed to decide that it's going to be Brighton football, and I just do not for the life of me.
Like perhaps they were saying that you can't catch it in the air, and this is just me trying to read lips and body language by the officials, but it seems to me like they're saying you can't catch it in the air. It has to take a bounce.
First and 10 now from about midfield for Brighton, and Malik Jackson going to run it right up the gut. He'll pick up about 6 yards on the carry. That is a terrible turn of events for the Munford Cougars, and
all the wind out of their sails.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's enough for you to lose any motivation that you had here in this football game in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 5 to go here for the Cardinals. 2 wide receivers set for Jackson with Matthews in the backfield, and he'll get the handoff. And he gets tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up maybe a couple of yards on the carry, bringing up 3rd and short.
They're not letting it affect their aggressiveness right now. Munford's not. Big James Strayhorn there with the tackle on Malik Matthews.
But a big 3rd down play coming up here with 6:38 and counting to play in the 4th quarter. Cougars need a stop here, and then they may have to do it again on 4th down. Nobody on top of Alston over there on the top of your screen, but Matthews is going to take the handoff. He's at the 35-30. He is gone. He is absolutely gone at the 5 into the end zone.
Wow.
Malik Matthews running to the right, and once he broke through the initial traffic, he was gone. Much like Chaz Hayes a moment ago. There you see one missed tackle and to the house.
Where is the hole, Andy? I don't see how he got through there, and then he busts loose, and he outruns the entire secondary all the way to the end. He just completely outruns them.
Brighton started with the ball on their own 46. And Matthews will again add to the lead here for Brighton. And you said it a minute ago, taking all the wind out of the sails for Munford here on senior night. Combs on to attempt the extra point. Says he's ready. Snap, hold, kick is up. And Chad, that one looked good. Extra point is good.
Get over 500 for the game. A very off night for him, missing 2 extra points. So
nails that one. 33-12 is now your score with 6:20 to play in the ball game. Can the Munford Cougars rally back after having the ball snatched away from them there?
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South for over 50 years. In those 50-plus years, the one constant that has never changed is that the customer is always right. Homer Skelton Ford in Millington believes in taking care of the customer during and after the sale. Every day, we go above and beyond to make sure our customers are completely satisfied.
I only buy my truck for my papa. You can too.
Stop by and see Homer Skelton Ford in Millington today.
Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you at Munford High School. 33-12 is your score after that big 48-yard touchdown run from Malik Matthews. And Combs will hit his extra point, again making it 33-12. And now here come the Cardinals to kick it off. Again, Munford catching a bad break. Had an onside kick. They caught it cleanly and had it taken away from a big-time block there on a return.
Nice.
And a lot of running room up the middle. Still on his feet over there on the far sideline. Still on his feet. The Cougars are out near midfield. And an excellent return that time. And it looked like Kyle Jones was the return man that time for the Cougars. And he's got a Cardinal shaken up. Let's take another look at the replay. And again, Jones is going to take this. And he's going to bounce off probably 3 defenders. There's 1 missed tackle. There's 2. There's 3. 4 more. Finally, it's gang tackled from behind.
And he certainly has not given up on this game.
He is not at all. Still 6 minutes left to play. And we do have a Cardinal down on the field. We're going to go ahead and step aside very quickly. 33-12 is your score. Again, 6:06 to play here in the 4th quarter.
I'm David Lucius, and this is my town. I grew up right here in Memphis, Tennessee. I can't believe how God has blessed our company. Our core values at Lucius Complete Home are honesty, integrity, and service. What makes a company great are the people that work at that company. We have great people. Call us and let us earn your trust.
Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you at Munford High School on senior night. Munford Cougars trailing here in the 4th quarter, 33-12 to the Brighton Cardinals in conference play. Cougars have it now, 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Handoff goes to Hayes. Hayes running it up the gut, and he ran right into a huddle of Brighton Cardinals. He was able to pick up about 2.5, maybe 3 yards on the carry, bring up 2nd and 7, and still they're sticking with the ground game with 5 minutes and 44 seconds to play here in the ball game.
Chop, chop, chop here for Brighton. They just want to gain a little bit of yardage here and there and get out of here with the win.
One wide receiver. Hayes sidesteps the defender, trying to find an edge. And a good open field tackle that time by Aaron Alston.
Great pursuit.
Or no, beg your pardon, by Robert Curry.
Great pursuit and great to keep the man in front of you. And that's what they want. That's like I said, chop, chop, chop. They just want to let them gain a couple yards here and there, but as long as the clock keeps running, and as long as they don't score, Brighton's fine.
2 wide receivers set for Davenport here on 3rd down. Again, it's a handoff to Hayes. Hayes dodges 2 tacklers in the backfield, but he can't dodge a third as he tries to cut back to the near side, and he absolutely got waylaid. It looked like Nick Chamberlain in there on the tackle. But that does bring up 4th down. They got very near the 1st down marker, but still about a yard to go. And this could be a continuation of the ball game, and this could be the end of the ball game, depending on how this next play goes. Cougars.
Absolutely. This is a must-have for the Cougars to stay alive. They're probably not alive now, but to have any hope, they have to convert this 4th down.
Cougars do still have 2 timeouts left here in the ball game. Cardinals still have all 3 of theirs. 1 wide receiver here on 4th down for Davenport. Handoff goes to Hayes. Hayes trying to battle through the pile, and I don't know if he got it.
It looks like he'll get it there. The line judge, one line judge has it further than the other, so we'll have to see what they decide to do, but they both look like they're past the 6.
They say that he's got it. He's just on the other side of the 50 at the big M in the middle of the field. Stops the clock at 4:30. They won't start it again until the ball is set.
And this is what you want to see if you're Nick Markle. You want to see your team not giving up here. It's very unlikely that they'll be able to make a game out of this, but they can make it look a little better and just see them not give up and continue to try.
Davenport throws. It's caught at the 30. The 25-20 race to the end zone. Knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line, and he just couldn't quite outrun the defense. Joseph Watkins on the reception, and he had to go up tall to get this one, battling the defender. What a great catch and some great yak afterwards.
Absolutely, and Joseph Romero trying to jump the route there and knock it down. That allowed the receiver to get past him for the gain.
Now under 4 minutes left to play in the ball game. 1st and 10 from inside the 20-yard line. Davenport with 3 wide receivers will hand it off to Hayes. Hayes following his blockers, trying to work left. Now he's working back right and pushed back hard. Now he's getting a little bit of congratulations that time from the Brighton defense. They've been running into each other all night. It's good to see some good sportsmanship there. Timeout is called out on the field. It looks like the Cougars are going to take their 2nd timeout of the 2nd half, so we will take one with them. 3:33 to play in tonight's ball game. Your score 33-12, Brighton leading Munford.
I'm David Lucius, and this is my town. I grew up right here in Memphis, Tennessee. I can't believe how God has blessed our company. Our core values at Lucius Complete Home are honesty, integrity, and service. What makes a company great are the people that work at that company. We have great people. Call us and let us earn your trust.
Back to Munford High School. Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin. 33-12 is your score. The Brighton Cardinals leading the Munford Cougars. But right now with, again, 3:33 to play in the ball game, it's 2nd and 7 coming up for Munford. They are inside the 10-yard line of the Cardinals. It will technically be 2nd and goal here. Taking another look at that last play, that last run from Chaz Hayes. They wanted to talk some things over and stop that game clock.
Brighton is stacking the box here, looking for the run, and they're right.
No, it's going to be a pass into the end zone, caught for a touchdown. A little bit of trickery here in the late goings for the Munford Cougars pays off.
And they're able to just make the safety move off of his man far enough to throw the ball.
Right over the extended fingertips of Demetrius Frisson.
He committed to the run. He thought that the quarterback was going to pass the line of scrimmage. He throws it at the last second. And just it's a great play drawn up by Munford. It may be too little too late, but they're keeping it interesting.
They certainly could have used that a little bit earlier in the game, no doubt about it. But either way, Joseph Watkins will haul in the touchdown pass from 7 yards out, now attempting a two-point conversion. Hayes with the handoff. He's fighting for extra yardage, now trying to get a little help from Davenport from behind, but he's not going to get much past old Cameron John over there, big 89, along with 3 other Brighton Cardinals.
Terrible play call for the two-point conversion there, Andy. You haven't been successful with Hayes up the middle since the first quarter. Why would you try that for your two-point conversion, knowing they've got 9 men in the box? And to try that play, it was just a terrible call by the Munford coaching staff. They didn't put him in a position to make that two-point conversion.
They've been bringing the Brighton Cardinals have been bringing 5 down linemen all game long, and as you said, that time they brought everybody into the box except for the 2 outside coverage men, and you gotta start questioning the game plan whenever the defense is not budging from what they're doing, and you're not finding much success with what you have been doing. We're going to see if they attempt another onside kick here and if they'll let it hit the dirt first.
Brighton's taking a timeout here to make sure that the guys are ready for an onside kick this time. Last time caught completely by surprise, and just what I believe happened there was the ball never bounced, and so he catches it in the air, and that makes it a dead play in Brighton's ball because the ball had never touched the ground prior to the Munford player grabbing it. At least that's my understanding of what happened, but that was definitely heartbreaking for Munford.
Got to wonder if Coach Robin Jacobs is over there telling his team. You mentioned he wants his team ready for any onside kick. You imagine he's probably telling them, hey, be aggressive here. If you see that ball in the air, you go for it.
I put everybody up on this one. Bring in the hands team, put everybody up, leave one man back, or maybe nobody back. I don't think they can do anything to you. I just maybe put nobody back and bring everyone up to fill the onside kick here.
Well, looks like they're going to bring Matthews and Alston towards the back of the field, but that's exactly what they look like they're lining up for, Chad, is an up formation here to guard against that onside kick. Matthews and Alston are the 2 furthest members back. They're both standing at the 33. There's the onside kick, and the play blown dead before it got started, and that's going to be offsides on Munford. Or excuse me, false start rather on Munford.
That's not something you see a lot on kickoffs, but when you're trying an onside kick, it's not something you do every day. It's not something you practice every day. And so it throws the guys off from their normal rhythm on a kicking play.
That's right. Again, the other members of the kicking team cannot get ahead of the kicker, and as you said, with a little bit of disruption in their normal rhythm, certainly what happened there. 3:28 to play in the ball game. A very important kickoff here for the Cougars. Trying to get another onside kick here. They boot that one all the way to the 40, sprinting down the sideline, and very wisely, Malik Matthews just picks that up and steps out of bounds.
And it was close. There was a Munford player coming down at full speed, getting ready to hit Matthews and try to knock that ball loose.
And I think that might have been none other than Garrett Ball. He's usually the one for the Munford Cougars flying around at full speed every time. And if you want to get the football, then you put him out there.
That's absolutely right. Now Brighton is just going to try to tick this one away and put this in the books. It's going to put them in great shape to make the playoffs in the region.
Again, Munford rather has to travel to Memphis Central next week, and that's going to be a tough game with a team who's only lost 1 game all year. Here comes Malik Matthews. He might have broken another one off. He's down the far sideline at the 50. He's got one blocker ahead of him. He's still on his feet as he makes his way out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And wow, what a run on the ground for Malik Matthews. We may have to call co-offensive and defensive players of the games tonight.
Absolutely. There's Malik Matthews here, just takes it down the sideline, and the only thing he does is allow himself to get pushed out of bounds. That's the only thing wrong with that play. Everything else went perfect.
Got up and kind of had a little bit of a stare down there with Joseph Watkins after the play. That does stop the clock. No, they'll keep it running with 3:12 to play here in the fourth quarter. Matthews standing to the left of Jackson in the backfield. Austin out wide over there on the far side of the field as Jackson gets the play from the sideline here. Now under 3 minutes. Jackson takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll run to his left, lower his shoulder. Now they're down to the 20-yard line, and we're inside 2:50 to play in the ball game.
That's all they want to do right now. Keep working that clock. Under 3 minutes, and they're in scoring position, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they just kept running it. They're not really worried about getting in the end zone at this point.
This is the most points allowed by Munford all season long, and Brighton has almost doubled that total. The most points allowed all season long coming into tonight was 17 against Bolton a couple weeks ago, and now here they've almost given again twice that up to Brighton here tonight on senior night, and you know that the fans are disappointed, and certainly the players aren't happy either. Matthews running to the left this time, gets triple team there as he's brought to the ground at the 15-yard line.
Getting a little bit chippy out there now. The Munford players getting frustrated.
A couple
kind of starting to sink in that it's over.
A couple of the Brighton players are separating themselves, and we got a timeout out on the field called by Munford with 2 minutes even left to go. Before that timeout was called, Coach Nick Markle was out there talking to his players.
I think what they're doing now is the best thing, though, to kind of get some cool heads, calm your guys down.
Well, because again, you don't want this loss to beat you next week. That's one of the most important things for Coach Markle to express to his team tonight.
I've seen a few people walking that way.
It's got to be disappointing for Munford, though. This all but puts them out of the playoff picture for the year.
That's right, again, because being tied in the conference standings with Bolton coming into tonight, as well as Brighton having lost to both of them, they're obviously not going to be able to secure a second or third spot at the top of the conference. And again, having to play a Memphis Central team coming off of a bye week next week's not gonna be a happy ending to the season here. And taking a look at some other scores from around the area, Southwind and Bolton in action tonight. It's actually 6-0 in that game. Very low scoring outing. Matthews takes the third down carry to the right side, and he's going to pick up maybe half a yard on the third down carry. Should bring up fourth down here.
The biggest thing from the Southwind Bolton game is that it's Southwind that's ahead 6-0. Southwind, if they can hold on, can improve to 3-3, and that will drop Bolton to 3-3 and move Southwind from next to last in the standings to third or fourth in the standings.
Well, again, a team that Munford has lost to, so that may move them ahead of Munford by the end of the year. Fourth down play coming up here for Jackson and the Cardinals. He's checking to the sideline with Coach Jacobs to get the play. He's got two wide receivers, Golden on the near side, Austin on the far side. He's got Matthews in the backfield with him, and they're going to call a timeout, I believe, with 1:08 to play here in the ball game. They have one timeout remaining. We're going to take a quick timeout with them. Again, $1:08 to play in the ball game. 33-18 is your score. Brighton leading Munford here on Tubetown.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
It's that third quarter, Southwind 6, Bolton 0.
Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you at Munford High School. 33-18 is your score. Only 1:08 remaining in tonight's ball game. Brighton just trying to convert this fourth down, and if they can do that, that should be all she wrote. It's 4th and 4 coming up. They come out of the timeout again in the shotgun formation with two wide receivers. Matthews in the backfield. He takes the handoff and fighting for that extra yardage. I believe that the Cougars got enough penetration to get the stop.
You gotta think that that's a little bit And I hate to say this because I'll preface it by saying now that more chippiness and a flag comes out.
We're going to find out what happened at the end of that play. There is a flag down at about the 15-yard line, and didn't see it come down till afterwards. And now one of the players pleading his case with the referee, and that was Marcus Webb. And it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Munford Cougars.
And that's going to give Brighton a first down and allow them to seal this game. And that's just undisciplined
unless
action.
it happened after the play, in which Brighton did not convert that fourth down.
So it would actually just make it a 1st and 25.
Because I see
half the distance, I suppose.
Nathan Davenport is making his way out onto the football field, so I'm assuming that that's the Munford Cougar offense along with him.
So
I think that's going to be the case, Chad.
You're absolutely correct. Munford is going to have the ball because it happened after the turnover on downs. Undisciplined from a Munford player, though, to get yourself – and look, yes, the game's over, but to get yourself backed up like that, there's no excuse.
Yeah, they're now inside the 5-yard line. But the line of scrimmage at the start of that play was at the 16, but because of
now a timeout.
Well, the Cougars actually don't have any timeouts left. So
now there's discussion between the referees.
And now the referees have got it figured out. So they're saying it's Munford football. I think there was initially some confusion about whose football it was.
Both teams had their offense on the field. As you see, Malik Matthews just now leaving the field. Both teams had offenses lining up, and I guess somebody noticed it quickly enough to maybe when both centers went to put their hand on the ball.
And it appeared that there was actually 2 unsportsmanlike penalties on Munford on that play because the referee actually signaled twice. So now they had the Brighton football out there. Now they've got the Munford football out there. So obviously both teams use their own footballs. 1st and 10 from inside their own 5-yard line. Davenport is ready now. 1:01 to go here in the ball game. Handoff goes to Hayes. Hayes tripped up at the line of scrimmage. He will pick up maybe a yard as he falls forward, and that will take us under 50 seconds to play in the ball game.
And to finish my thought earlier, on Brighton going forward on 4th down from there they were, I just think it would have been more sportsmanlike to kick the field goal there. And with the caveat that the coach Robin Jacobs is one of my favorite people, and I would hate to accuse him of anything unsportsmanlike. I really would, but I just think it would have been the better thing to do there to attempt the field goal rather than to go forward on that 4th down.
And now we're under 20 seconds here in the ball game after that handoff to Hayes, and we'll see if Munford wants to run one more play, and they break their huddle with about 10 seconds left, so that's what they're going to do. 2 wide receivers set in shotgun formation for Davenport. He'll hand it off to Hayes and let him run with it. Hayes up the middle, stopped, and that will be the final buzzer of the ball game. The Brighton fans celebrate. The Munford fans a little disappointed here on senior night. The final score 33-18. Brighton moves on to a 4-2 conference record. Meanwhile, Munford drops to a 3-3 record in the 5A8. A lot to talk about in our post-game show, so we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll recap tonight's game for you here on Tubetown. Again, the final score, 33-18.
For your smartphones, tablets, phablets. For the browsers you carry in your trousers. Wowzers! For your big screens and small screens, short screens and tall screens, get speed that screams. From the top of your desk to the palm of your hand, it's the fastest internet speed in the land.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. If you're not getting your internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South for over 50 years. In those 50-plus years, the one constant that has never changed is that the customer is always right. Homer Skelton Ford in Millington believes in taking care of the customer during and after the sale. Every day, we go above and beyond to make sure our customers are completely satisfied.
I only buy my truck for my papa, and you can too.
Stop by and see Homer Skelton Ford in Millington today.
Technology was supposed to make our lives easier. No one told us about the plethora of glitches, viruses, hackers, hundreds of passwords to remember, and getting all our tech to sync up. Introducing Tech Home. Technology made easy for you and your devices. Tech Home makes it easy to set up, protect, and enjoy your internet-connected devices anytime, anywhere. Security, password management, backup, and premium tech support. Get back in charge of your digital life now with Tech Home.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Bob, you need to do something about this leaking roof.
I got it covered. You're welcome.
Need a professional? With an A-plus Better Business Bureau and 30-plus year track record in repairing and installing new roofs, call Lucius Roofing. We've got you covered. For a free estimate, call Lucius Roofing. Proven quality you can trust.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Honey, when are we going to get that sunroom?
I got it.
Need a professional? For over 30 years, Lucius Complete Home has been remodeling kitchens and bathrooms, adding living space, and increasing the value of homes in the Mid-South. From your roof to your floor, we do it all and more. Lucius Complete Home, proven quality you can trust. For a free estimate, call Lucius today.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
For your smartphones, tablets, phablets. For the browsers you carry in your trousers. Wowzers! For your big screens and small screens, short screens and tall screens, get speed that screams. From the top of your desk to the palm of your hand, it's the fastest internet speed in the land.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. If you're not getting your internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Homer Skelton has been selling vehicles in the Mid-South for over 50 years. In those 50-plus years, the one constant that has never changed is that the customer is always right. Homer Skelton Ford in Millington believes in taking care of the customer during and after the sale. Every day, we go above and beyond to make sure our customers are completely satisfied.
I only buy my truck for my papa, and you can too.
Stop by and see Homer Skelton Ford in Millington today.
Technology was supposed to make our lives easier. No one told us about the plethora of glitches, viruses, hackers, hundreds of passwords to remember, and getting all our tech to sync up. Introducing Tech Home. Technology made easy for you and your devices. Tech Home makes it easy to set up, protect, and enjoy your internet-connected devices anytime, anywhere. Security, password management, backup, and premium tech support. Get back in charge of your digital life now with Tech Home.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Bob, you need to do something about this leaking roof.
I got it covered. You're welcome.
Need a professional? With an A-plus Better Business Bureau and 30-plus year track record in repairing and installing new roofs, call Lucius Roofing. We've got you covered. For a free estimate, call Lucius Roofing. Proven quality you can trust.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
We welcome you back to Munford High School to wrap up tonight's ball game on senior night for the Munford Cougars. They drop a conference game to the Brighton Cardinals by a final score of 33-18. Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you for the post-game show. And Chad, this was a game that we saw Munford started out with a lot of momentum. They took no time driving the field, scoring with a 26-yard rush from Chaz Hayes. And well, after that, it was just pretty much all Brighton Cardinal.
But they put that fifth man on the line and stuffed Chaz Hayes. Chaz Hayes ends up, though, over 200 yards rushing for the night. But that came on two major plays, basically, and then the rest of the night he was stifled.
That's right. In fact, one of those plays going for 84 yards on the ground. So you're absolutely right. A lot of those yards eaten up on two pretty big plays, but you see 244 rushing yards for the Cougars on the night. Brighton, on the other hand, almost 400 rushing yards, 398, and a majority of them came from Malik Matthews. He had, I believe, 3 touchdowns on the night, and they were all, two of them were over 40 yards. One for 48, one for 65, and he had one for, just 9 yards.
Right, yeah, that was his short run, the 9-yard touchdown run there. But Malik Matthews definitely, he's got to be the player of the game tonight, at least on offense. But, yeah, probably overall. I mean, just the way he was able to break loose and make men miss and get down the field. And just very interesting to see him back at the running back position for Brighton after just last week spending the entire game at the receiver position, and Brooks got all the carries last week. Now Matthews comes in this week and gets nearly all of the carries in the game and able to just put on a show.
Well, he just certainly showed some senior leadership tonight and also showed his flexibility on the football field. As you mentioned, playing another position, and now tonight playing an entirely different one and still putting up amazing yardage. You see Brighton dominated the game as far as total yards go as well, 474 to 295. They had 11 first downs compared to Munford's 8, and you see 7 penalties. Each team only had one apiece at the halftime break, so a little more undisciplined towards the end of the game, especially Munford with a few unsportsmanlike conducts. You see The turnover battle there, even with one turnover apiece. But you mentioned one of the players of the game, Malik Matthews, certainly the player of the game on defense tonight is Blake Armour for the Brighton Cardinals, not only having an interception, but just several tackles for loss seemingly in there every
2 or 3
play.
pass breakups. Just an amazing night out of Blake Armour. He's able to do so much there from that linebacker position. And we saw him come in on a blitz and get a sack, and he had a great night on the defensive side of the ball for Brighton.
That's right, and you see time of possession as well. Fairly even though it was about 3 minutes apart at the halftime break. Both teams holding the ball for almost 24, a little over 22 minutes. You see 23 minutes there for Munford and 24 and a half there for Brighton. So the time of possession sort of evening out, but again, it was really, I think it was the Brighton offensive line and their defensive line as well that made the difference in tonight's ball game. And again, the final 33-18. Brighton moves on to a record of 6-3 overall in the year. Now they're now 4-2 in the 5A8, and looking forward to a big game with Bolton next week.
And the way this looks like it's shaken out, Memphis Central tonight actually had a game against Overton, and they won that game 50-8 easily. So now Central stays on top, but this win will, and Bolton behind Southwind right now, last count we had, this win will push Brighton to second in the district. They'll face Bolton next week. Memphis Central already locking up first place no matter what happens against Munford next week. But now Munford is going to have to get some good things to happen their way if they want to stay in. They'll have to win next week, and they'll have to have 3 teams lose to have a chance at going to the playoffs.
Yeah, the most points they had given up to coming into tonight was 17 points, and they gave up 33 points to the Brighton Cardinals tonight. And as you mentioned, very tough matchup with Memphis Central next week. They fall to a record of 5-4 overall in the year. They are now 3-3 in the 5A8 district. So, obviously going to be a tough game ahead of them next week. And for the Brighton Cardinals, you said it, they're looking to lock up that second position in the district and have themselves some pretty good seeding when it comes time for the playoffs. So again, 33-18, your final score, Brighton over Munford. We appreciate you joining us for tonight's broadcast. Appreciate everyone who made it possible, all of our camera operators and crew downstairs. We certainly appreciate them. For Chad Gatlin, I'm Andy Manus saying so long for Munford High School on senior night. We'll see you back for more Tubetown football next Friday night. Have a good weekend, everyone.